This is Mad Apple Extreme, live from the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company in Appleton, Wisconsin. Get ready for the extreme in pool entertainment. Mad Apple Extreme, the ultimate billiard stream.
Well, hey. How you guys doing today? We got a great match. We got Kendal Koch and David Seering in a challenge match, 2,000 in the middle, two-person tournament. In the booth with me is MH, the Poutine Penglaze.
Greetings, Mr. G. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And I am Chris G. I think you're having me. I'm not having you.
Well.
But thank you just the same.
Well,
so, looks like Kendal won the leg.
That's right. And he was just indicating to me, although we haven't said any of the rules yet, the latest one, no jump shots, it looks like.
Really? What about 9-ball on the break?
It's on the flyer, isn't it? You just had it up on the screen.
It is. I was testing you, that's all.
Yeah.
I
can tell you, what I do know, grudge match. No, I'm just kidding. Kendal versus David Seering.
So here it is real quick. Winner break, 9-ball on the spot, break from the box, no 9-ball breaks, 3 foul rule. First break.
And no jump cues.
And no jump cues. That was thrown in. Got it.
I think that's what he meant. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean no masse shots. He just indicated no, holding his cue up. It could be a masse or jump. No, it's got to be no jump shots.
Well, I do know. How does Kendal have won already? That is a good question.
Yeah, that can't be right.
Maybe it's probably a mistake. So let it ride.
So the score is 0-0, first rack. And this, folks, is a $2,000 match.
There we go.
Both players. It's a two-person pool tournament.
Thanks, Mark.
Entry fee, $1,000 each.
Correctamundo. I'm pretty excited about this. Number one, because I like 9-ball. And number two, I know both of these players.
It's a very good, thin stick. It's tough to hit the ball that thin, isn't it?
I think you're going to see a lot of safeties.
Yeah,
right? With this kind of money on the line.
I was talking to Kendal about the 3 foul rule because you don't see it very often. But he was saying he had one match where he had one tournament where he had three foul rule wins.
Well, I mean, without the 3, this one is a 3 foul rule, so
Yep.
he could tie him up. A lot of times after the break, if the breaker scratches, I look for a lock-up safety right away, because if you can get him on 2 right away and you didn't have to work that hard, you might get it. That third foul's a win.
So Kendal got a good hit. David played a good safety. Kendal got a good hit. And first real opportunity here. Let's see how David's playing.
Hey, you did bump that one out of there for him. Takes its time going in, but it goes in.
Got a couple of nice little nudges to slow the ball down.
Shot on the 3.
And possibly just a gentle little tap on the 5 ball. Nudge it towards the pocket.
I like that. Looking at the tangent line, it's inevitable that it's probably going to hit the 5.
Yeah, and the tangent line kind of hits just the top of the 5 and pushes the 5 towards the 7. So
does.
If you can let it follow just a fraction, just a little bit of run through.
Almost just roll it, right? You could
maybe.
just roll it if you're nervous, if you don't want to overstroke it.
And at this stage of the match, David is going to figure this out before he shoots it. A little shake of the head. It's not sitting that good for him, he doesn't feel.
It's a tough one. It's not an easy, I'm just going to go
cueing
around.
above center, just a little bit above center here.
I wonder if he's going to try to miss the 5. Is that even possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you said.
He didn't want to make it, but would have loved for that just to set up and hang over the pocket.
What a great 9-ball shot we're about to see, though. This is the essence of 9-ball right here. Slam a ball in the pocket, 2-3 rails back for the 7.
Yeah, or do you glide into the 9? It's not really wise to do that, is it?
And that's another problem. He's got another tangent line
7
issue.
ball is way up table. This would have been so much better if that previous ball had hung, that 5 ball.
For sure.
But this might be a big draw shot here. Used the 9 ball.
No.
Unlucky there. He used the 9 ball. He knew he was going to flick off that 9. And he was using it for position.
Oh, man. He hit that ball terrible.
Taylor. No.
Taylor, it's terribly, not terrible.
Yeah.
Please get your grammar
And
correct.
we're more respectful to our players, man. So we got to hold Taylor back a little bit once in a while. What do you think? Kendall's got this one? No prob? Ooh, he got to hit that wide. I think he's got to settle his...
if it goes in,
Ooh,
it counts.
I think the adrenaline's pumping at both of these guys. So anyway, what is this? Fargo 1. How long before Dave throws something or swipes the table? And Riley Whetstone says, thumbs up. Nice to have you guys. Mark Bell, Fargo, and Riley. We've got tons of viewers. Please get out there and share. Take the link from YouTube, post it on your Facebook public profiles, because you know you got 5,000 pool friends or groups, right? Send them to your favorite groups. We could get this spread around. It's all free to watch. No pay-per-view.
So 9-ball, the break comes into play a fair amount. So let's see how the break's working. That's a good solid hit. Controlled the cue ball. Blasted balls all over the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Must have made 2 balls.
Not sitting good for the one.
No, it's unlucky, but at least the good news is this break's working.
He's been practicing, because with the 9-ball on the spot and you have to break from the box, that really does change the physics of it quite a bit.
Right, and of course he does have an option to push out here, but he's not going to take it. He's going to... Kendall likes to shoot.
I think he went for the bank, the kick.
He was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that does leave David a very good opportunity to get out here. I don't see much. The 3 to the 4 is pretty easy. I like that these aren't the TV balls. I actually know the colors.
Oh, you like these better than the TV balls?
I do, especially
for
since
watching.
they're brand new now. I mean, these are brand new, super pro Aramith with brand new tables, brand new Simonis cloth. Everything's brand new, even the chalk. The only thing that's old are the players.
Well, that is a shot I'd like to take back.
I would, oh, wow. I was busy in my own little commentary world there. I thought he'd be off and running. Hit that a little thin, though. Huh? Would you take this all the way down now?
Yeah, he's going to go in the corner now. He's actually nice on it.
If I could say something to David, I'd say, hey, give him a little shoulder massage. Say, relax. One shot at a time. I've played David. He's an excellent player.
Yeah.
I believe he's underrated for his Fargo.
Yeah, he is. He played on our 5-man state team one year. And no, David is very, very strong.
He is. I've played him tons of times in the weekly tournaments here, and normally just breaks and runs.
And if Kendall gets into his mojo, he's also very strong. And this is going to be a good match. He's playing quickly. I'm not going to give him any advice about speed. You've got to play, you don't want to overthink it. You don't want to slow yourself down, especially in 9-ball, which he's always saying it's a rhythm game. So once you get into your mojo, you're breaking good and shooting the balls good. You start ripping through these racks quickly. And although this sounds like a very long race, a potential of 49 games if this goes hill.
9-ball's fast, especially with Kendall.
We've already got the first 2 games over.
Take a look at
Well,
the...
they're opening up good. Didn't make a ball that time.
Why
But
don't
at
they
least
check
he's
this out?
at least he's controlling the cue ball.
You see a
and
carom on
blasting him
the
opening.
3-9, or do you see an early game here? I guess is
No, I mean unless you want to say the 8-9, you could call that early, but it's only one. It's only one ball early. No, and you might dislodge the 9 when you shoot the 3.
But a carom
And
or a kiss off the 3 into the 9.
I don't. Well, it is possible. It is possible. It depends on where he ends up here.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Of course, that shot is there.
I've played a lot of ring games with Larry Ryder, so I see those things right away.
It's a good
well,
bank
that
So it
could
all
you sit
depends.
any better than
Yeah,
that?
and so it all depends on the angle here that he gets. So he's on the 2 ball here, and honestly, if
Just
he
roll up, right?
if he stays right there, yeah, he's on that kiss shot. And in fact, looking at it at the overhead, I actually prefer the kiss shot now. When you first said it, I'm thinking no, but I was.
Well, it almost looked like the 9 was too far out, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's there.
But actually, the 9's making the 3 awkward, so you don't even like to shoot the 3 ball.
That's where I was going with it. So if he's going to draw out of this, I'd probably just roll up, but You know, that's perfect. He's stunned over.
Yeah, got through the gap. That was the
Right.
important thing.
That was
there.
beautiful.
So this is he's playing your shot now.
Well, you got to. You're down. As I said, someone's been yelling at me. They're just just having fun in here with MH. So he's got 3 different drinks: a seltzer, a coffee, a tea, and some crumpets. And I've got a bottle of water, so I'm feeling a little
one of
lacking.
one of my 3 drinks is crumpets.
Is it crumpets a drink over in the UK?
No, crumpets is kind of similar to what you call English muffins.
Oh, like a biscuit?
No,
Like a blueberry muffin?
sort of. You know those? They're sort of like it's a savory thing though usually.
Oh, savory.
Well, it could be that.
So it's more
neutral.
garlicky,
No, it could be.
salty.
You have it for breakfast too, but no.
So you can have sweet crumpets and you can have savory crumpets.
Right. Crumpet is a euphemism for
I don't know what
female friend you have on the side.
is it.
Yeah, a bit of crumpet.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
Bird, crumpet.
I don't know how that would work. What would you say? Like, I'm going to go visit my crumpet?
Yeah, he's got a bit of crumpet.
Oh, okay. I got a bit of crumpet. Sounds like something you should see a doctor for, but don't ask me.
It's also a kid's TV show, The Crumpets.
Okay. So Kendall's up on that. I don't like the 1 ball. And the 2-9 is an early. So is he going to take that out of the mix?
Well, he's playing a push.
Yeah, he took that out of the mix. No, kind of.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He doesn't want another early game, right?
Sure. So, David is electing to shoot this, or he's thinking about it yet. He hasn't decided really. It takes a lot to give it back because if you give it back, you've got an easy kick shot here, and you may not. These players, they like to take control, so they usually like to. If they've got any kind of shot, even if it's a kick shot, they like to take it.
This is tricky.
Little bending kick shot because he thinks he can leave it safe. And the nice thing about 9-ball, this is why I like 9-ball. Ooh, bad hit.
Oh, no. Are we going to see a 2-9 still? No, that's impossible, right? I mean, it can go, but it's much, much harder now.
What are you thinking about it?
I mean, I don't know what else you do. You got to get on the 2 better. Yeah.
Well, the 2 can be shot in the pocket
That's true.
past the 9.
And then roll up for the 3.
Yeah. And
I like this run.
He's got a good angle to get on the 3, so he's going to run this.
Took me a minute. So me and Ray Skinador, the People's Champ, won the blind Scotch doubles on Wednesday.
Did you?
Man.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was there was a lot of players here. How many players? 50-plus players.
There was like 60 players.
60 players.
Ranging from master all the way down to C, B, level players. And I was lucky enough to get Ray. And
I watched a little bit of one of your early matches.
Yeah, the Tom Besta match. That was my favorite match because I felt like I really pulled my weight on that one. We had to play John Fields twice. That's always really tough for me because of the history of knowing John, and he's always been so good, Yeah.
I think for a really good player, Scotch doubles, luck of the draw is torture.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. It was torture for me to be on Ray's team.
Nice out. And blink and the next rack's over. That was good.
I know, that was quick. I told you. Yeah.
But no, that was great. Great result for you guys.
Well, I learned a lot. It was like boot camp. You gotta let go of everything you think and let the better player kind of guide you, which means you have to. It's tough, right? Because we're all stubborn once you get past a certain age.
Yeah.
Zen Pool Gaming says crumpets and tea in the morning sound good to me.
Yeah, yummy.
John Megger says, "What's up, Sharks?" David Dahl, 9-ball is Kendall's best game. Thanks everybody for chiming in. We do appreciate you.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here.
No.
Just say hi.
Yeah. You got to subscribe to Talk, and you also got to share the stream. Thank you.
Well, that cue ball just hung on the lip of the pocket there.
That's a tough shot, right? If this isn't a tester, do you think the 7/8's a huge issue?
Well, the 7 does have a pocket of its own. The 6 ball to get on it is a little awkward.
I think he got the window.
Look at that little window that he's played for.
I think he's got it. A little straighter than he wanted to be because it's going to be tough.
That's remarkable.
But I think he can, little
Yeah.
top right,
He's
kind
going
of
to
come
stroke
around.
this one pretty firmly too. Yeah, just like you said, lots of follow.
He'd probably like to
The
go rail first now.
Yeah,
But
its problem is this ball can end up not going high up enough up the table unless you put a lot of right-hand spin.
and the rails are new, so we all know how that goes.
The interesting thing about follow and a lot of right-hand spin on this shot is the right-hand spin doesn't help you much off the first rail. It actually keeps you down table.
Right.
And then the second rail, when it hits that, it can zing you right up.
And that's where you get, hopefully, on the 3.
And you
He's
almost...
jacked up.
Yeah, because he wants to get a little bit of stun into it to widen it. Just a plain follow, and you kind of end up never crossing the middle point of the table.
I like that. Avenue Auto says, what's the line on this match? -7 Kendall? I don't know.
What does that mean?
+7 games for Dave, I think, if you say it the opposite way. I mean, right now Dave's holding his own, so, I mean, it's looking like a pretty close
So
match.
he did not like his chances of getting up table with some kind of stroke shot there. So he's just conceded this
Long shot.
long distance shot on the 3.
Sometimes you take what you get, right?
Boy.
I think that was probably more of a safety.
That's an inch perfect safety to nowhere in particular.
It doesn't go in the upper left, though, does it?
No, so Kendall has a safety here.
Oh, Kendall just fired at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think every once in a while you're going to game like that where, it goes back and forth a little bit. You have to regain your focus and think about your shots slightly. But right now,
Similar shot here, sort of out of the blue. Probably not quite as much angle on this one. Tough shot, though, still.
drains it. I bet you that felt good. That was after like 2, 3, 4 games, right? That was a good shot. David executed. Didn't get on the 4 like he wanted, but
Yeah, it's going to be a sweet little sort of spin draw shot here.
I like these shots. Yeah, it went in. That was nice. I didn't think it would go.
He didn't really get where he wanted.
That's the thing.
But he ever so slightly overcut that ball, didn't he?
Yeah, well, in the
And
right English curved it.
The tough part is it's tough to get enough spin on that and hit it soft enough.
Correct.
With lots of spin.
Yeah, Mark
He's
Bell's,
got a bank shot here.
I think it's what you got to take.
There is a safety option, which is also tough. Something tells me both these guys are going to be firing at it when they have a chance.
It's good for the audience.
There it is.
A little wide.
There it isn't.
Used a little running on that, which widened it, and didn't get on the 6 because of it as well. Leaving Kendall pretty darn near perfect. Pull this back a little for the 7. Probably. Ooh. Well, fair's fair, right? Taylor, where you at?
Oh,
No,
man.
no.
He hit that ball terrible.
Taylor piped up for David, so we have to even it. Now he piped up for Kendall. So we're 1-1. We're going to have to kick Taylor out of the booth now. No more of that. Fair's fair. Do you use a little inside on this? It looks like he might be. Kind of kill it off
Looks
the
like he
rail.
is. I don't know if I would.
Now he's got a weird angle again. Another inside.
More inside English, yeah.
Hmm.
Or just plain. Roll it plain. Simpler.
Comes off perfect.
That other shot, if I had to put spin because I didn't like the plane shot, I would have a tendency to go outside English and
Two rail.
go to the rail, yeah.
Yeah, I like the two rails. Seems a little more Efren Reyes ish.
It's more natural, isn't it? Outside English helps
think so.
the ball in the pocket. Inside, you have to hit the right speed, otherwise you kind of miss the shot if you mistime it.
There's a lot more adjustments on the game.
Outside English is if you mistime it too, but
Maybe we practice outside more naturally, I feel like.
well, the reason is outside English makes the friction disappear,
Right.
and it becomes more plain, straight down the simple diagram. It gets rid of the throw, actually. It gets rid of the guesswork of how much the ball's going to throw if you have the right amount of outside English.
Well, Mark Bell says, do what Ray says, not what he does. No, he says, and don't argue. Hey, I pulled my weight on the last match. Fong says, morning, boys.
Morning, Fong.
Fargo says, are safeties not allowed? It's like two blind guys walking a dog in traffic.
It's just a personal choice. Safeties are allowed.
And Robbie Schmidt says, I want the winner. Well, get your butt down here, Robbie. I'm sure we can make that happen.
Yep. Go get your money. The winner of this match is going to have $2,000 in their pocket just waiting for you, Robbie.
Cash. We could do like a Mad Apple coin. You know? Start trading virtual Mad Apple currency. Nice shot on the one. Tough. Tough on the three. Unless that window gets him through there. Looks like he's, I don't know. If no jump cues are allowed, doesn't mean jumping's not allowed. You just have to jump with a full cue Mucci.
Yeah, and I like that rule.
No, he just spun it through.
And having the no jump shot rule or no jump cues rule is good for the masse and kick shot fans out there.
I like it. It's old school. You're going to see more swerve shots, more kick shots.
And it puts a little bit more likelihood that we might end up seeing a 3-foul rule.
Correct. Yeah, because jumping does make hitting a ball much easier.
Yeah. Play a good safety, and he just jumps out of it. Nice.
Robbie said, perfect, I'll gladly play. I mean, you can always show up towards the end and just kind of hang out on the bleachers and see what happens, right? Jeff Cole says, nice job this afternoon, friendos. Thanks, Jeff.
There's that word again. That was Jeff Cole yesterday, said friendos.
I like it.
I think Jeff made that up.
Oh, got it on the second rail. And, kind of safe. Didn't leave an easy shot.
It goes past the 7.
It does.
And Kendall is going to be shooting at it. Of that,
He will.
I can assure you.
Robbie says, jump cues should always be allowed. It's a skilled shot.
Well, I'm not saying it's not a skill shot.
And also in your match.
I'm just saying it does take away from masses and kicks.
It does. Everything
It's
Earl
just a
says,
different
I
game.
agree with. And jump cues are bad. Right? Isn't that what he says?
Earl Strickland.
Yeah. Back in the day, we all used to shoot jump shots with full cues. Wow. That was unexpected. I think we might have a tie match here.
Yep, got himself in position where he could have. There's 2 racks now where the 6 ball
It was the 6 ball, yeah.
just didn't go in when he'd earned himself a chance to take the rack.
I like how he got on the 7. A little bit of running, kind of came off the rail nice, good speed. Robbie says kicking has systems, jumping takes skill with no systems. I guess I could agree with that.
Well, the great Raymond Koulemans, who was the best 3-cushion billiard player in the world for a long time, when they asked him what system does he use, and 3-cushion is all about kick shots, he says he never used the system.
I think after a while the system becomes natural, right? Because once you put spin on the ball, the systems don't really line up. I wonder if Efren uses a system.
And the systems kind of give you a ball, a rule of thumb, sort of approximate, but you still have to adjust on most of them, and you still have to feel it.
per table.
And it's not really an argument about whether kick shots or jump shots, which are more skilled. They're both skilled shots, but you get more kick shots.
Correct.
And masse shots, which are fun, interesting shots. And that's just the way it is in this match.
Yeah, Robbie's adamant. He said anyone using a system, anyone can use a system. Not everyone can jump. Riley Whetstone says, I think I make 60% of my jump shots.
I think anyone can jump, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot to understand those systems and actually.
There's truth to that.
Get it right.
Right. Riley says even 70%. So if he's making 70% of his jump shots, Riley, what's the percentage of the kick shots you're making? Or is it because we don't practice kicking anymore because jump shots are allowed? I'm on the fence. So I think they're both good for the sport. I think they're exciting, especially in 9-ball. I think I heard a rule once. I'll just get this out there real quick. If you snooker yourself, you can't use a jump cue. But if your opponent snookers you, then you can. There's like instead of being able to bail yourself out with an easy shot.
Yeah, I do remember hearing.
Or an easy hit.
That's kind of a good compromise because you see both then. I mean, and of course, even with jump cues allowed, you still kick and masse in some situations. It's
correct.
Better to do so, but
give you a little bit of both, right? Maybe a compromise.
But yeah, where was I have heard that where you
I think that was you or Kendall or someone here because if you're constantly screwing yourself over with cue ball control, you shouldn't be able to get yourself out of trouble that easy.
Well, I'm glad both these players are playing quickly. It's
they
good.
Are.
It's good, but of course, when a quick player misses a shot, everybody wants to say, "Hey, you should have taken your time over that one."
I know.
And that's not always true. I think it's not about the time. It's about don't shoot until you've seen it. Now, you can see the shot quickly, but if somehow you haven't actually aimed the shot in your mind, pause a bit until you have.
Virtualize.
Your spidey sense has to know whether you've aimed that shot and seen it yet.
One of the best advice you gave BMH was
it's a good little spin shot zinging down there.
Virtually see the shot, right?
Play a little video in your mind of the shot.
Right.
That shot was good. I thought it didn't have enough speed until I realized how much spin was on that ball. And it zinged it down.
It was maximum spin.
And hit that shot well. So he's now in position to regain his lead. A little thin on this 8-ball. So it's those shots which are just sort of not quite natural. You've just got to make sure you've planned them.
Beautiful.
And he did.
I get myself in trouble like that, and I don't know if I should go around or use English. That was perfect. Well, Kendall regains the lead at 4. David 3 in a race to 25.
Yeah. And they're both playing with a bit of attitude, which I think is good. I think they both want to fire on all cylinders.
I mean, isn't pool mostly confidence? I mean, once you get past, making the ball, especially on a bar box, I mean, you really just got to be confident that you're going to make the shot. And that's like half the battle.
Here we go.
Is that dry?
Yeah.
And lined up the 2-4-9 combo.
With no shot on the one.
I don't know if the 4-9 will go clean. It's an option, though, if you had to do it.
And again, I don't think they are playing with the push-out rule, right? As normal.
Correct.
I'm assuming, but we haven't seen it, even when they get hooked. Thinks he's got a better chance of making this ball.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now he's going to wish they had jump shots.
I can't tell.
It's like, why did I say no jump cues right before we started? Because that was a late rule. That rule was not on the sheet. They must have just chatted about it before the match. So now we see a nice little masse shot.
Well, who would have made that rule? Because I feel they're both good at jump shots.
They both agreed.
It's not like one's better than the other at jumping.
Oh, that was a well-played shot. Caught the edge of it.
Yeah, he slowed down, took a second look, and said, I got to play safety.
Now, in 9-ball, what makes it different from 10-ball is sometimes you play shots where you give yourself a chance to fluke a ball. and you hit the shot harder, and you make sure you catch the 2, and then whack, hit the 10 ball, hit the rail, snick the 2. It does high 10. I'm at 9. Get balls moving here.
Oh, good hit.
Nice.
I got to start hitting the replay button more. Just in case that comes up. Opportunity.
It's one of those shots where you want a nice firm follow shot, but if you hit it too hard, the follow keeps it up there.
That's pretty darn perfect.
Yeah, you hit that really well.
You want an angle on the 4 now so you can come back for the 5. After that, pretty much a cakewalk. See, I like watching better players because myself, I think I would have put some draw on that, and I would have gotten 2 straight.
Yeah, you would have worked too hard, and
Yeah.
in the end, it wouldn't have been better. Yeah.
The angle, just take an angle. Angles are good. Angles are your friend.
This angle here is perfect.
Really is.
It's a Z right across the table.
2 rails, or it'll stop short, but that makes this one a little tougher because now you got to roll forward to get the 6 out of there.
Yeah. But like you were saying, you don't have to work too hard as long as you don't hook yourself behind the 8 ball.
Correct.
Which... Oh, he put...
Beautiful.
Could follow an inside spin there to take the 8 ball out of play.
Would you agree this is another great angle?
Yeah, not bad. You could almost use a little bit more.
More natural to roll back over?
He's got plenty of angle here. He can pop over.
All right, Robbie says, why should we have to rely on a rail that could be dead or springy? That's out of my control. Jumping is all in my control. You know, that's actually a good point. So Robbie's got a couple of good points there. I'll give him that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if Robbie wants the game to be easy, we could give you nice, easy bucket pockets, Robbie, and then you'll never miss. But making rules that make the game tougher actually makes it more interesting.
Riley says, I'm better in jumps. And you do need to practice jumps, kicks, banks. I mean, it's not something you just get to the table. Well, actually, I learned how to jump in about 10 minutes, and I was making balls.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, who was it? Someone at Varsity Club was showing me. Shane, I believe. I bought his jump cue, and he gave me a lesson. And he showed me 2 ways, dart method and regular method, and why you would use one or the other depending on how close you are and how much you got to raise the ball, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I set up balls in front of the side pocket, and I was making them, which was like, wow, you know? And then, you know, I don't know if I just have natural talent or if it's that easy. Riley says, rail change from table to table, which is true. So it sounds like Riley and Robbie are on the same page, and I also agree with both points.
Yeah, and there's a big difference in the rails between the tables that were at the Mad Apple last week and the tables that are here now.
Yeah, big difference. I love those tables.
The old diamonds, and this was a kind of a continuous thing that we often heard on those old tables, is that they kind of went short, especially on a 2 rail like a Z-Bank. That second rail came out really short, and I felt the cue ball was actually getting trapped under the first, and it was changing the spin.
Right, and now you can Z-Bank.
Now you can Z-Bank, and it goes
cool.
It goes quite long off that second rail.
I actually pulled one off myself. Just practicing.
We don't want to know that.
First try, I Z-banked right into the pocket. He caught me off guard with that one. David DeBreak, look at that. He popped it, squat the cue ball pretty well. Again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good control on the cue balls from both players when they're breaking, and has happened already several times in this match. Total eclipse.
That is a total eclipse.
Of the 1 ball. And we still haven't seen a push out.
I think you're going to see one now. I mean, look at that. What do you gain by trying to kick at this? I mean, maybe you make it.
Or you might get a safety, but, with
Right.
the push out, you're always in 50-50 middle of the road ground.
Let's see where he decides to shoot. Okay. Pushed. You got your wish.
Well, and he must have deliberately played for this 2 ball to be in the way.
So Jeff Cole says, Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men calls people friendos.
Ah, I just saw a clip from that movie.
Yeah.
I really want to watch that movie, but I saw the scene where he goes in to see the old guy and has him call the flip of the coin. Have you seen that?
It's a great movie. I've seen it years
dramatic.
and years ago, though. I want to watch it again.
Friendos.
Ooh, missed it.
It's quite sinister now, Jeff, that you tell us where it came from.
Yeah. Is it friendos now, or isn't it? Armstrong Street says, I won't play if I can't jump. And that's one of the things. You can do a challenge match, Armstrong, and you can agree and not agree on things until you both agree. It's kind of a compromise. What do we want to do? 3-foul rule. One guy says yes. Template rack. One guy says yes. One says no. You got to figure it out.
If I was king of this country, I'd ban jump cues.
There you go. MH is spoken. Philip Liptak says, with today's equipment, it doesn't take much to learn how to jump. Avenue Auto says, Robbie also has 84 inches reach, which is a huge advantage when jumping. Yeah, Robbie is like 7 feet tall, isn't he?
Yeah, we should actually have a height limit
For jumping?
for players. Sorry, Robbie, unless you can fit under this line.
And John says, Kendall pushed the first game as well. So there have been pushes. And that one paid off. Or it didn't. Did he give it back to him? Who missed the one? I got to start paying attention.
Yeah, David gave it back to Kendall.
This is a little tricky.
Yeah, he's just shaking his head there. He thinks he's got a little bit too much angle. I think you can soft, sweet draw this, can't you?
Yeah, just kind of kill it back there.
Look how now look how low he's bridging on that cue ball, and he's still shaking his head and saying, "Dang it, I can read his lips here."
So it's like a touch draw.
Doesn't like it.
You just want the speed to kill, slide over for the 6, but you don't want to scratch.
He's got inside English here, and hitting it really low,
Inside is an interesting touch.
so that it kills it when it hits that rail. And he hit that really well. That deserves a replay. Looked like a simple shot, didn't it? But that was a sophisticated shot.
There was a lot to it with the inside.
He's got to make sure that it doesn't go into the 9 ball here.
Comes out nicely, almost perfect. Too perfect on the 7. Would he use a little inside top, come off the rail?
Well, yeah, he's bridging over the 8, so he kind of has to use follow.
The
If
angle.
he's got a little bit of an angle, you kind of want to draw it. And he does have distance between the 8 and the cue ball, so he could get to the bottom of the ball if he wants.
It's tough to tell.
Yeah,
If it's straight or if he's
digging
got an
down. It's
angle.
a jacked up draw shot. Perfect.
That hopped. He's actually lucky it hopped a little bit because that draw would have sucked him right into that pocket.
Well, it's one of those ones where you don't actually hit a lot of draw, just a little bit of draw and a good old thump.
No, he's not shy about rolling the balls in, so that's a good confidence builder right there.
Banging the balls in, isn't he?
Slamming them.
David takes his first lead of the
There we
match.
go. 5-4, David. Race to 25. You can see Fargo rating wise, Kendall at a 625, David at a 605. Equally matched. I think when you're within at that level, when you're within 100, I mean, it could go either way depending on the way the wind blows, you know. Riley says, I've never used a jump cue. Oh, which is interesting because he's better at jumps, is what we happen. So you, Riley, you break you jump with a full size Mucci, full length, full table, and it's got to be a Mucci. John says could have been the second game. Also, I know he's pushed twice so far, so that is true. We might have missed a couple of pushes off the break. WMPS says jumping is 10 times easier than kicking. Well, we'll leave that one between you and Robbie there. Philip, don't know much about either player, but at a glance, David is more methodical, and I see him taking the long set. And Riley says, yes, I'm assuming that's two. He jumps with a full-size cue and prefers jumping, which you don't see very often. Solid break. Got a shot on the one. Honestly, could be worse. I mean, you could be mad about this, but...
Oh, yeah, he's got a cut here. The cue ball's going to fly.
A little tough, maybe bridge. Might need the bridge for this.
The question is the cue ball going to hit the 5 or the 7? And are you going to get a good roll off that or not? Or can he avoid him completely and just go up and down table?
Looks like a safe.
Yeah, he just didn't want to take a risk on that position. He definitely could have cut that ball in.
I think he left him a window. Kendall's got a window on the 2, possibly. Look at the overhead.
There's a test of this one on the rail. Just got to stroke this ball into the pocket.
These are tough. You're jacked up on the rail. You want to hit it right. You know, when you start making those, you're in stroke. Things are going well for you.
Well, he held his breath as that ball bounced off the corner point there.
Pocket speed, though. You'll make a lot more balls that way.
And here's a shot where it's kind of angle on the 5 balls critter. He's not taking much time over it, so he just likes power following this forward.
Yeah, that's a good old 9-ball shot right there. Anytime you got to go back and forth with 2 or 3 rails, that just reminds me, that's pure 9-ball. That worked out nicely. I mean, obviously, we'd all want to be a little straighter with an angle to the 9, but I mean, you still got it here. You just tap this in. Automatic shape on the 9. Yeah, he didn't worry about it. I think the first time he got down, he was using inside English, and then he's like, you know what, I'm just going to make it.
We should be scoring break and run, shouldn't we? I know we're not doing all the stats.
Well, we haven't had any yet, as far as I know. That went back and forth. Kendall missed the 1. He played a safe on the 2. Yeah. It's close. See what we got here.
Kendall sitting down there and just giving a little prayer.
He's getting in the zone.
It's important to pray to the pool gods sometimes.
You do. You need to. They change the luck one way or the other. Also, I noticed he was very adamant about no cell phone. He really didn't want to have to deal with sharing the stream or any kind of technical stuff. He just wanted to play, and I oblige.
That's very obliging.
Thank you.
So the cue ball's been relatively under control, although it has been hitting the side rail. Not that far from the side pocket on some of these, but it's tough to hit the pack so square that you never make it to the side rail.
Still fun. You get up after missing a couple shots, you get this. This is tough.
Early days in this long match to 25.
Ooh. Are we looking at a possible ride the 9?
And this is what I like about 9 ball. You don't have to call it or tell anybody what you're thinking. You can give more than one good out a chance to happen in one shot.
I mean, what he's looking at is the tangent line on the 1. You know, shoot it in the side. Looks like it might hit the 9.
And a kiss on the 9, and that is exactly what he lined up.
Wow.
So that's He put his cue right on that line.
Is this the turning point right here, ladies and gentlemen? Take a look at that again, because I mean, we knew he was lining that up with the tangent line. I don't know if he was trying to make it or both.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, just the 9 really.
Could he put his cue right on that line?
Because the one didn't go, and the cue ball sat pretty safe though, so it was kind of a 3-way.
Didn't the one go?
No, it did not. It was way off, so that means he went straight.
Well,
for
I mean, the
9.
1 ball didn't go in.
Correct. It could have gone, but if he would have made it, it would have been too thin. Definitely wouldn't have seen the 9 go.
Well, that's a good quick rack there.
I mean, that's got to
and that cue ball flies a couple of feet in the air, straight up and straight back down, safe.
I think Kendall's been re-energized by that 9 ball.
And those little jump break shots in 9 ball sometimes are a good thing. I mean, if you get too carried away, of course, you start losing your cue ball, but a little hop on it.
Overcut it, but it's a 2-way deep down.
Yeah, I'm sure he was just trying to get that into the pocket, but
for sure. Robbie says if people don't like to jump, if they don't like jump cues, play tight or safe, so they can't jump and they're forced to kick. That's true. That's true. You have to play with jump cues. You really have to think about your safes, and you have to be much better at them. You can't just air gap.
Well, that's right. I mean, of course, jump cues don't take away all the kick shots and masses.
Will Sears says, let's go, Kendall. Philip says, beautiful. Sorry, MH, what were you going to say?
Well, both of them are getting this 1 ball closer and closer to the pocket.
It's going to drop now.
One of these shots, it's going to go in.
I think this one. If I had to bet.
Kick shot.
Here we go. Ooh. That went real
Did he really
real sharp.
not have a shot at that 1 ball direct?
Maybe a swerve. I mean, it looked like it. But, you know, sitting in the booth, it's hard to see all the angles.
Yeah.
A little straight, but I think he can draw this back.
Yeah, this key shot here. Get down on the 3 with a nice angle to get back up for the 4.
Beautiful.
Well, you settle for that.
Going to have to slide over the 9.
Stun through the gap.
And Kendall plays so quick, sometimes you can't even guess what he's going to do. You know, I mean, naturally you can, but sometimes you'll just put top or bottom on something,
Yeah.
and you got no time to even think about it.
And he now plays with a more upright stance, just like the way he always learned when he was, started playing when he was very young. And had a more upright stance. And then there was a period where, you just hear about all these 9-ball players getting lower and lower, like the snooker players. And he started getting lower. And eventually one day he said to me, you know what? I'm just more comfortable staying up.
Ooh. Little rattle on that one. Riley Whetstone says, I was told by some bars don't allow jump shots because people have a chance to tear the felt.
Doesn't happen much, does it? So people think that's a risk.
Although after a few months, we do see little nicks in the felt, and we wonder where they come from.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if it's amateurs just banging at it or what. Well, that and that's how 9-ball works, right? You make all these great shots. He was lucky to get back to the table on the one kick, to be honest, and 8 rattled. David takes the win on that. 7-5, David, in a race to 25. Philip thinks maybe accidental English. Is English ever accidental? I look at MH for an answer.
Yeah, well, my son was.
I set him up, you knock him down. I think we were talking about the kick shot, though, because it went really tight.
You can never have too much English.
And we'll leave that there.
That's my shut up line.
Is it?
No, I go up to a girl at the bar. You got any English in you? No. Would you like some?
How does that work for you?
I get slapped in the face and
Yeah.
go home and cry to my wife.
Even worse. MH, I always thought you could have been like a stand-up comic.
Yeah, but I can't stand up for very long. I prefer to sit down. 9 ball breaks don't count.
Do not.
Well, they do count as a ball made. So it was a successful break. 9 ball gets spotted.
Everything's open. 2 to the 3 seems a little tricky. I used inside on that. David is not shy when it comes to using inside English. Almost every shot. Okay, so that's the solution for the 3 is either stun run through or maybe stopped a little short there.
I think he's okay that he can just follow forward and the 7 does not come into play here. Well, he did get a little snick on the 7.
Didn't hurt him.
Just thin enough that it didn't matter.
Good angle on the 5. I like this angle for myself. I like rolling forward. My shot percentage goes up versus stunning with draw. I rattle more balls with stun draw. But that's just me. Philip says takes the heat out of the cloth.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I was trying to relate that to what we were talking about.
Philip, can you be more specific, please?
Mr. Liptak, could you reiterate in the form of a answer or question? Like Jeopardy, right? You have to answer in questions.
There is a lot of heat generated as balls collide against each other and on the cloth. Have you ever seen those videos of the heat gun or the heat camera?
No.
Where you play, the guy shoots these masse shots and there's this big burning heat ring on the ball, the part that's spinning around and hitting the cloth, and
I'd love
trail
to see
of
that.
heat on the cloth.
Kind of like Back to the Future flames from the tires, as the ball spins. Yeah, that'd be really cool to see.
And when you miscue, look at your tip. There's a little brown spot. Why is it brown? That's a heat burn.
A brown spot on your tip?
Even though contact point is really, really short time-wise, it still gets the heat to where it burns.
And
that's why, of course, after you miscue, even if you just miscued because you hit the ball too far away from the edge,
right,
it burns your tip, makes it shinier, and makes it more likely you'll miscue again. So that's why, of course,
well, you don't want to burn.
After miscue, you're getting out the sandpaper and the scuffer.
Oh, my gosh. So Philip says inside English slows the cue ball down off the rails. He meant inside English in general takes the heat out of the cloth.
Take heat as in speed. Takes the speed out.
That makes more sense, yeah.
It's not really inside English. It's the fact that usually when it hits the rail, it's check side.
Yeah.
But you could set it up where inside English
correct
actually is running.
And that gets me too sometimes. I'll mix up running and inside with check, and there's different ways of saying it. Especially when we start mixing in snooker and Chinese 8-ball and all the different. I think we're starting to blend all the terminology together finally, now that we're watching more pool on TV.
So it's good to see Kendal take a little moment there. His spidey sense says he didn't have a nice angle on that 2-ball to get on the 3. Now I wonder if he can play a little safety.
I like
get
the
to the
save
backside
here.
of the 8-ball here.
Ooh, almost a little too much,
That'll
but
do.
he's looking pretty good. Yep, Andrew Brooker says heat equals speed, I think he meant. Yeah, we got it finally. Took us a few. And we got almost 100 viewers, so, take the link and share it on Facebook. You guys wouldn't believe how much that helps. You post it on your public profile where you have 200-300 pool friends, league buddies. Maybe they like it. They share it. Send it off to some groups.
And you don't have to be a pool player to enjoy watching a match.
That is true, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it simple so that it's more understandable for people who maybe don't watch pool or play pool religiously like most of us do. Got the hit. It was legal.
Small constellation. Seeing as how he did leave a nice chance here for Kendal.
I think that went a
Key
little
shot
too
here
far.
is getting on the 5 ball.
Worked out beautifully.
Well, that's how you do it. Makes it look easy.
Just enough.
No problem at all if you hit it like that.
Great shape on the 6. 7 to the 8. You just don't want to get yourself behind the 9. That'd be about the only thing you got to tell yourself here is I could be anywhere on the table.
It's another shot. It would make me pause and just consider a little bit before I get down and hit this one.
Yeah, he tried to cheat the pocket, and these pockets won't have that.
Sometimes playing that perfect position lures you into shooting the object ball in the wrong direction, which means you didn't quite visualize the real shot.
Well, on the old tables, that would have gone, right? And he would have had perfect shape on the 8.
Because he did get perfect on the 8. Look at that, the way he drew that. But if the 7 ball goes in, it wasn't quite right.
Ooh, burned a hole in the cloth on that one.
Yeah, nice, and he's pretty happy with this leave on the 8 ball.
I like this. Just naturally stun out for the 9 on the side.
Wow, and that one hit the second diamond on that rail.
There's not a lot of finesse going on. But that takes us to 9-5. David Seering in the lead. Race to 25 on this beautiful fall day.
Is this breath mint? Same thing.
Ray from nowhere says, not a lot of finesse. Hashtag finesse. Riley, hey, did my first post to Facebook, shared your link. Thank you, Riley. We do appreciate it. Doesn't take much, but that's how it organically spreads, right? And then people see it, they watch it. Maybe they don't watch it for very long, but who knows? You gain a subscriber here and there. And it all benefits the juniors program here when we get people watching, donating, whatever the case may be.
It's amazing how many of these racks so far have opened up really well, and then you get hooked on the one.
Yeah, there's zero shot here. Look how tight that is on the 5. Well, it's not tight. Now that looking at the overhead, there's a pretty good gap there.
What's the shot here? Safety behind the 2. Bank shot, of course.
Bam! In the hole. David's not holding back here.
Another bank shot. Oh, nice.
No, he's slowing down. Didn't get good on the 2, so an attempt at
Looked like
save.
he had a bank shot just the same as the one he just shot.
Yeah, weighed out the percentages, I guess.
Well, there's no guarantee he gets a good shot.
Hit that beautifully.
That's why safeties aren't as good as the offensive shot if you've got both. Because you've given your opponent a chance to get to the table and to do something.
Ah, a little swerve. You can see the measle ball there spinning.
So he's got a nice little gentle shot in the side pocket here. Pounce off the rail.
This shot got me in our Scotch doubles, although it was a lot thinner and a lot longer.
Shot was good. 4 balls in the middle of the table. Getting good on the 4.
The speed was perfect. Trick's going to be what? 6 to the 8?
Yeah, and because he's nice and close to the 6, gives him more control over his draw shot. Don't want to get straight. He's okay. Can follow this one up to the end rail now if he wants.
I like that. He took an extra stroke, an extra practice stroke. Didn't overhit it.
There you go.
You really do have to adjust to these new tables. I don't know if we mentioned it, but these are all brand new, delivered from Diamond, direct. They came on a semi with a forklift and everything. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and John, the Diamond delivery guy, did a really good job of setting all the, on Diamonds you have leg levelers, but also underneath the slate they have a system of wedges, which have a little bolt through them. And you might say, well, why would you need wedges under the slate if it's a one-piece slate that's been milled to be flat? And I asked him that, and he's like, well, nothing's perfect.
Right. So it gives you some micro adjustments.
So he has all he spent like half an hour, 40 minutes on every table. He laid a whole bunch of arrows out and mapped out the whole table.
You'll have to show me that sometime because I wasn't able to stay.
Yeah, I was watching and asking a lot of questions. For the most part, when people are setting up their diamonds, you don't worry about that at all, and you just level the leg levelers.
Right. I mean, you got 4 legs; they spin up and down, but there's a lot more to it. Little body movement on that one.
Well, he was negotiating that little kiss on the 9 ball there. That sometimes lures your attention away.
So Fong says you should mention our weekly tournaments throughout the week.
Yes,
they've been getting bigger and bigger than normal.
That's right.
I think we had 40 people
And
for our Sunday tournament, which is tomorrow, 1 p.m.
Yep. And Fong's been doing a really good job, and he's gaining a lot of following with his weekly tournaments. And when Fong can't do it, we have Mr. G himself also does a great job.
Running
these weekly
not
tournaments.
as good. Not as good.
Well, you guys are both great. But yeah, Fong works really hard on those tournaments. And
he's much better in the customer service arena.
And he runs 3 weekly pool tournaments every week. Monday night, 7 p.m.
Yep.
Friday night, 7 p.m. And Sunday afternoon, tomorrow at 1.
Correct. And that's 9 ball on Monday, 10 ball, 10 ball on Friday, and 8 ball on Sunday. And you guys can, if you're local, just come out, around noon tomorrow and sign up. You can watch the King's Court being played on the arena table. We'll have Patrick Glenn here, and I believe I'll be in the booth with him. And if we get another huge turnout,
You got to be careful here. It doesn't get behind the 9 ball.
you don't have a lot of options on this now. Do you just take what you get and shoot the 9 in the upper left?
Probably.
Unless you try to do something really fancy here.
Yeah, and I can't really tell how much
He's
off
drawn
straight
out
he
of
is.
this, possibly.
Well, that's
Not what he was looking for.
kind of naturally where that ball goes, doesn't it? Because he didn't have much angle, and so to hope that you were going to go all the way to the side of the table and bounce back again seemed like a big ask.
Overcut that, hit the rail first.
Pity. Can do a replay.
Well, the way the 9 came out, it leads me to believe that. But
yeah, you're the technical guy. So this came up yesterday, and it's a good question for that. Can we get slow motion replays?
Yeah, after the fact. I mean, we can do it on the fly, but it's a lot of clicking.
Is it?
Yeah, nobody likes clicking. So here's the shot.
9 looks pretty. Is that 9 ball frozen? It's pretty close to the
It's
rail.
off the rail. You can see it just a little bit. So I think he kind of hit the rail just slightly before the 9.
Did he?
And which caused it to really overcut out. I mean, it's close. It's close. I mean, it could have just been an overcut. Rail and ball at the same time.
I think that was rail first, yeah.
I mean, it would be so close. Either way, overcut
it. Digs into the rail and, overcuts the 9.
Here we got Kendal breaking. Don't want to miss that in case the cue ball goes 7 feet in the air again. So that brings us a little closer here. We got 9-7. David's in the lead. Race to 25. Kendal just broke. Dry. David at the table. Played it safe. Looks pretty safe. I think the 4 is in the middle there. Blocking it up. Not a lot of kick options. 2 rails. Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
Breathed past the 1 ball.
It's going to give David ball in hand. That'll be 1 foul. I don't think he's going for 3 foul on this table. It'd be tough to get either one of these players on 3 foul rule. Especially when there's if the balls are maybe you only have 4 or 5 balls left on the table. Thinking it through.
Having a good old think.
I think the 4 is tricky. Pretty easy to navigate around to the 2 and the 3.
Right. And yeah, that's exactly right. It's planning the angle on the 3 ball.
The old purple 4, which normally is pink on our TV set. Which I think we're retiring those. If we don't retire those, we should at least get a new cue ball for him.
No, we're going to order a new set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A brand new set of TV balls.
Well, it's got a good angle here. Just sort of roll off with outside spin here. Rolling in 2 senses of the word. Because the outside spin rolls off the edge of the 3 ball.
Ooh, got close. But sitting perfectly straight in on the 4.
Well, it's a little angle. Kind of the wrong way. I don't know if he's going to draw and not hit the 8. Yeah, that's fairly straight.
Because he was in the pocket. Gave him room for the draw.
Right.
Clever.
And the 8 ball was just crowding the 6 a little bit. Crowding your target.
I think I'd take the 6 in the side if I overhit it. Top right corner. I don't try to draw around the 8 because the 8 is so big right now. The 8 ball is like a 2-foot bowling ball in the middle of the table. He likes that. I mean, rolls this in, right? I mean, the angle's not there, so is he going to use inside, come back for the 7, or just roll it up and take the cut on the 7? Either way. This is looking pretty good for David. Nick Like says, put the hammer down, Kendal.
Nick Like, sir.
How you doing, Nick? Thanks for joining us. Oh, he does say hello and good afternoon. Missed that.
And if I don't see you, good evening and good night.
Ray's talking about our Scotch doubles match. Hey, we pulled it off.
Yep.
Whatever it took, ins and outs. I needed like 2 days of sleep after that. Well, David's navigating this pretty clean.
Pulls ahead to a 3-game lead. We want to thank everyone out there for watching this Saturday one-off challenge match. Both players very motivated.
Definitely
You
motivated.
can see it.
And I wanted to thank our sponsors. We got Billet Spin, JP Shower, Mad Apple, and the Pro Shop.
Mad Apple Game Room Store and Pro Shop.
Cue it up. Cutthroat Sports, Erickson Auto Trim, the Clarion, which is the Hotel Connected, Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame, Christensen Heating and Cooling, Papa-Lock, and Brownies. Yeah, the Clarion's connected to this, right? It's got a saltwater pool.
Yep.
I think I used that pool when it was a different hotel, like 15 years ago. We stayed here for something. Hey, Ray from nowhere. South Strip, the people's champ. He donates $2 and he says, every ball is a rail.
Every ball is a rail.
And we want to thank anyone who donates. All donations go to our drugs and alcohol program because drugs and alcohol are expensive. So I want to give a personal thanks.
1% of that, 99% to the juniors program.
Kendall's going to listen back to this match.
I think
he's going to get sick of me telling that joke.
I
did say it the other day.
I've heard it a few times. It's great, though.
I can't resist.
It's a good joke. Ray says, hashtag Ray love the kids. Riley says, time for some leftover turkey. Be back. We'll keep the seat warm for you, Riley. So, push to safety. David's got to shoot at this. I wonder if the 9-ball is going to come into play here.
You betcha.
I didn't think that way. But hey.
There was kind of an in-between speed there. If he wanted to hook him behind the 9-ball, he'd have to play it harder. If he was trying to get a good hit on the 1 ball and get some distance, you'd think you'd have to hit it harder than that.
Well, let's be honest. Getting the 9 out of there stops Kendall from shooting the 1-9 combo right now. Because I bet he would have done that with ball in hand.
Needs to hold up. Oh, that was a good little bump on the 7 ball.
Kept it well within reach.
Yep. Spidey sense is ringing there, Kendall. What is this? A stun run through? Just a roll through gently? He's still aiming low on the cue ball.
I like top.
Stop shot.
I would have shot the 5 in the side with perfect accuracy.
Actually, I like that stop shot in hindsight.
Works for him.
I like his shot choice.
Yeah, I mean, then you can hit him. You can stroke him in. No rolling necessary. But these tables are so level. And the pockets are huge when you pocket speed the balls. Even though they are pro cut. That came out nice.
Perfect.
Little nudge.
Yeah, and Kendall's not afraid to bump balls. You know, they always say, oh, rule of thumb, don't hit balls if you don't have to. Well, if you're comfortable doing it and you know where the balls are going, it's not the end of the world. And in a way, it makes you feel good.
It does.
Little bump here where, you know, you don't have to work too hard to miss the ball.
I mean, if he didn't bump that 9, it would have been a much sharper cut. Daniel Herdina. How you doing, Dan? Says, Chris, I hope Ray gave you the lion's share of that prize money after carrying him through that tournament. I'll tell you what, I felt like I was carrying him in the last match, that's for sure. Cue ball off the table.
Yeah, it's the first one.
But I guess I was due to shoot a little better
Yeah.
after a few matches there.
Do you play this 1-9 combination?
I don't know. There's a lot of distance there. Maybe a two-way.
Well, you take a little look at the rest of the table, and the only slightly awkward part is the 7 ball.
I like the 1-9 as long as you hide the 1 behind the 6, or the cue ball behind the 6.
Yeah, and it's funny because that makes sense, but sometimes it makes you less likely to make the shot.
Right, because
you'd like to
drawn
simplest
there.
way. You'd like to line it up absolutely straight and just
How about the
play a stop
2-9?
shot. 2-9 better, yeah. But if you can get straight on it, again, you want to be straight on this 2-9 combination.
Andrew says tables will get tough when the rails stop sliding so much. Well, and at the same time, Andrew, I think that the English will take on the rails a little more too. So maybe horse apiece.
And here you think, with ball in hand, he could have got absolutely straight on that 1-9. Here he doesn't really like his angle on the 2 ball. He'd love to be straighter.
No, this could be a scratch shot.
Overcutting this.
He put top on it to avoid the scratch.
So he's kicking himself there with ball in hand.
Are we going to see a carom?
May shoot the 9 ball here. Yep.
Oh, that's Kendall's bread and butter right there.
And that kind of shot you want to play as a 2-way shot with the safety element.
Ray says 1-9 combo.
Well, I'm afraid that's a mute point right now.
Yeah, he's a little behind. But he'll catch up.
Nick Like is watching outside.
Yeah, he says you guys
Listening
are doing
to the commentary.
we're doing a great job. He's enjoying the beautiful day. What is it? 55
What are you
degrees
doing out there? Yard work. I know this morning he was off getting his Christmas tree.
There's no yard work. The grass doesn't grow anymore. If I was to guess, he's barbecuing and he's sitting in a nice chair.
Could be, yeah. He's got a porch upstairs.
Tough to barbecue after Thanksgiving, though, right? Because you got a lot of leftovers. He's got a porch?
He's got a porch with a big old grill on it.
Everybody needs a porch with a grill. Yeah, you installed the table there, right?
No. He's got a nice pool table downstairs. I did go over and help him a little bit with it, but no, I didn't. I helped him re-level it, but didn't really do much.
Hendy Garcia, great commentary and camera angles. Yeah, when in doubt, we just leave it on our dual view.
Look at this kiss on the 8 ball.
He's not going to like this
He
one.
took a risk there, and he wanted to bump those apart.
Right. This might be another opportunity for David.
Good chance at a kick shot here.
Hey, we got a subscriber, Blake Todd. Thank you, Blake. Appreciate it. In 5 minutes, you'll be able to chat. And we do that for new subscribers to prevent the spam that normally comes in the chat. So if you're a long-term subscriber, you don't have to wait 5 minutes every video. It's just that first time you subscribe. Nick says he's planting tulip bulbs.
Wow.
He'll have 500 planted after today.
Do they do well? Do they in this temperature?
Maybe
It's like what do they call it? Hibernation planting.
right. It's ready for spring then.
Yeah.
He said, "MH, you did an outstanding job on his table."
Oh well, thanks.
I mean, what a beautiful day, really. I mean, 55 degrees after Thanksgiving. That's unheard of. Ooh. A lot of English.
Stun around the angles. He put a little bit too much draw on it and came out too short.
But this is totally acceptable.
You just roll this dead weight into the pocket.
Again, we got a 2-foot 8-ball in the middle of the table, blocking the 7. You got to think about that. What angle do you want from the 5 to the 6 so you can easily get on the 7 with a high percentage to make? It's all about math.
Yeah, and presumably you are going to shoot the 7 past the 9.
See, I don't like this. I mean, I don't know. Okay,
I
so
think
he's
you
going to
just-
come around.
No, I think just roll forward.
Just roll forward.
Make sure you get past the snooker on the 8.
It's a little bit of an optical illusion from the booth here. It looks like this is a really tight cut. And it's not. Well, he did have to go back and forth.
And inside English there. Again, you're right. He's not afraid to use inside English. And the
Loves it.
inside English stopped him going towards the side pocket. And I did that last year. I hibernation planted the grass, actually right around this time of year, where you sprinkle it down. Actually, there was no snow on the ground, but it was cold. And then it just stays there all winter long. And then when you finally, that was a miscue.
Whoa.
Yeah, replay that. That was a miscue.
Yeah, his shaft kind of wiggled, too. This is not a gimme, though.
Left the tester. Kendal can pop this one into the pocket. He's going to be happy. There you go. Well struck.
He knows his angles. Hits the ball.
And there you go. He's not going to let David get away too much. David had a 3-game lead. And that's been cut down to 1 now.
Here's the replay. Watch his shaft. It kind of wiggles.
Why does this miscue? Where's he striking the ball? High. He's trying to get a lot of follow. High English.
I don't know. If you watch the overhead, you can see his shaft goes back and forth. Maybe holding the butt of the cue a little too tight.
Striking the cue ball too high.
Yeah, I mean, what you're jacked up and striking the cue
Doesn't really
ball.
look that high, and maybe inside English on that too. As he came through to strike it, it looked like he was shooting inside also.
Kendal to break. I mean, that was a big game. The difference between 11-8 and 10-9.
All right, back to gardening.
Yeah. Back to gardening. So you planted grass. Well, actually,
No.
they say if you fertilize, now or before it snows, you'll be much better off.
Yeah, and the
spring.
grass the seeds just stay there dormant until it gets warm enough and wet enough, and the snow all melts eventually at the end of the winter, and
Unless all the
your grass
squirrels eat
seeds are
them.
all soaked right at the perfect timing, and it definitely worked. I'm going to add a little bit more this year.
Oh, no.
Well, that was not a happy kiss, but he's got a reasonable chance at getting a good contact on this 3-ball, and the nice thing about 9-ball, you don't have to call whether it's going to be the 3 or the 9. And a good hit gives both of those a chance. He kind of hit it right in between those 2 shots.
He did. Solid hit.
So it looks like this shot's a bit of a tester. We're going to see an extreme spin shot if he thinks he can get it. Of course, the 8-ball and the 7-ball kind of stop you doing a big, deep draw shot. Can you stun with a little bit of follow to go between the 8 and the 6 and there's a bunch of zing spin around the angles? I don't know. If he doesn't like either of those, might even consider playing safe.
I like the safe.
I think he's going to whack this. Bang. That was the second shot I mentioned.
Wow. Got around the table. Not real great on the 5, but he did get around the table. Riley says, what's the best side dish for Thanksgiving dinner?
Mashed potatoes.
Do you like homemade or instant?
I don't even need to answer that question, do I?
I hate to say it, but I don't mind green bean casserole. I know that everybody says that's like the most common thing, but there's something about the green beans and the crispy onions on top. Cranberry sauce, homemade cranberry sauce. I mean, there's so many good things.
I think mashed potatoes or roast potatoes are such a main thing that they might not even count as a side.
I like that. Adam Lutz, how you doing, buddy? Says nice clutch shot. Talking about the 8-ball.
Bank draw shot.
Wow,
That's a nice shot.
that was a great shot.
Still firing on all cylinders, Kendal, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to just keep shooting. don't want to fixate on any prior misses in this match. If he stays and allows his mojo, and then gets a good break, he's got a chance. Break and run a bunch. Both of these players have a good chance to string a few together.
See, now, I think I would have just kind of rolled that in and came out for the 8 in the upper left. This is more exciting, though.
Look at that. Draw shot.
Beautiful. Bottom right. Kills it off the rail. Keeps it off the rail. Drills the 9. Do we have a tie game? I think we have a tie game. So Hendy says Kendal took advantage of that missed 8. That was an earlier game. And he sure did on that clutch shot. Riley says sweet potatoes for him. So potatoes seem to be the winner here. Jim says green beans are the most disgusting thing ever. I know. I know. It's a very controversial side dish. It's green bean casserole.
Oh, and that's
though.
nice. He wanted that to hang.
Wow.
Because it wouldn't have counted as a win. He already made a ball.
Well, is this for the lead?
And here's what's risky about this. If you play this as a kiss shot, you might scratch and follow it in. That 9 ball's so deep. So probably better to cut the 1 over and play the combination. Just like that.
Made both balls.
And in a blink of an eye, he's now taken the lead.
We'll see that again.
Look how deep that 9 ball is.
It's in there. And the fact that he made both balls means that it was hit pretty darn square. Kendal wrecks fast. So again, this is 9 ball on the spot, which you can really see from the side view. If you look at the middle diamond, the 9 is on that.
And Kendall's break cue is one that I made. And it works really well. Yeah, it's extra light and it's extra short. I think it's about 15 ounces.
He likes the lighter cue.
It was just a short one-piece bar cue, and I added a joint and I added a phenolic ferrule.
What's a phenolic ferrule?
Phenolic. It's
Phenolic.
like a fun one. Phenolic.
What is it made of?
It's made out of phenolic resin.
Ah.
Which people don't realize is actually the same thing as G10.
Is G10 an actual material?
G10's like, well, people think it is. It's actually a name brand, and it really is phenolic resin. And actually what phenolic resin, and correct me if I'm wrong, is what in the old days they used to call Bakelite. And it was before we had good plastics. The very first early electric switches in houses and electrical boxes were made out of Bakelite.
Oh, that's a foul.
It's a thermoset plastic.
Oh, no, is that the one? My bad. It looks like the 9 because of the light.
Yeah.
So they're playing safes here. So there's a push to just move the 9 ball out of the way. David did not want to see a 3-9 combo. Kendal just went for the hit save. Sorry, not to interrupt your Bakelite history lesson.
No, we're done. Oh, I snicked the apple on the way through.
Honest Joe. Honest David. So Mark West says stuffing. Stuffing is his favorite. Now,
Oh, yeah.
homemade stuffing is well on the top of my list.
So is Thanksgiving dinner the same as Christmas dinner?
A lot of people have ham for Christmas, or duck, or something else, where Thanksgiving is exclusively turkey, normally.
In our house, it was always boiled ram's bottom.
I don't even know.
Have you tried the boiled ram's bottom here? It's
No.
to die for.
I think I'll pass. It's good shape on the 5. You just got to get away from the 7 here. No problems there. Kendall's on a roll here.
That's why they call him Quick Fire. Quick Fire Kendall.
I think he got in the middle of that one.
He's catching a gear here, though, isn't he?
If you can keep making them, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Draw back for the 9.
That will do nicely. 9 ball in, cue ball safe.
Good speed to prevent any possibility of scratching in the corner. Beautiful. So Jim says green beans of any form should be outlawed.
I don't mind the green beans, but this year they added mushrooms to them.
Oh, mushrooms.
That's why I didn't try them.
Mushrooms, yeah, that's a little crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's so the green beans are just mixed with cream of mushroom soup with a crispy onion top. I mean, that's all it is. It's that simple. It's called green bean casserole.
Another wide open table that's safe. Off the break. And Dave's getting down and firing this quickly. Is he just shooting it at the pocket or?
It's a little tough to see. We'll go to the other view after this. Yeah, safe.
And they're both playing quick, but Kendall's playing quicker.
He really is.
And David wants to make sure that he doesn't. Sometimes you get lured into a match with the heat of the moment, and your opponent's playing fast, and you're both banging backwards and forwards.
You don't want to do that.
That you somehow get lured into playing a speed that's not quite right for you.
It's one thing I learned on Wednesday with Ray is I could learn to slow down a little bit and kind of walk around the table and take a look at some options before just firing at a ball. Now we're talking 8-ball, of course. 9-ball, there's no thought to it. You know where you got to go.
Yeah, it's different Scotch doubles, isn't it? You got to start thinking about your partner, and
I mean, for the most part, I didn't have to. I just just leave an open shot, right? At the very least, leave an open shot.
So this rack, of course, is not enough to think 3 balls ahead here. You've got to think ahead to the 7 ball.
Correct.
I don't think he wants to risk trying to do anything with it. You know, so he does have to just shoot the 1, the 2, and then the 3. Getting from the 5 for a nice controlled angle on the 6 is the first real challenge. And that angle on the 6 is critical. And he's not really very good on the 2 ball.
It's a pretty thin snick.
If the 4 ball wasn't there, this would be more natural. But the 4 ball, look at that. Danced around the 4 ball. Didn't worry about the 4 ball
That's
at all.
a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
And stunnable for the... oh, yeah. Okay, you got the 4 there. See, I'm used to looking for the pink one. Now you guys know why there's a TV set, because the purple's hard to see. It almost looks like the 2
He's got
ball.
a little bit of angle here. I think he's just got to really hit this super soft and just stay right there.
Just make the ball.
A lot of spin needed on this shot then.
Bottom left.
And again, it's one of those similar to early in the match where he had a shot where there's a little bit too much angle. You want to hit this soft with a lot of spin.
Let the spin do the work.
And the exact angle you end up with this on the 6 ball is critical here if you're planning on getting a shot on the 7. And so he's got quite a lot of angle on this 6 ball now.
This is a little tricky, this.
I mean, you might... Now, these guys play more control than I do, but I might be considering hitting this with inside English to go sort of round the table, hit the side rail, and go into this, a couple of rails and into the 7, 3 rails really, into the 7 and 8, and roll the dice a little bit. Get the cue ball down there. As long as you don't hook yourself on the 7. There's safety options too, but he's...
Oh, that ball is rolling.
Going all the way.
He's got a shot, though.
Well, he's got to be happy he didn't scratch.
Right.
He's got a shot, but not out of pocket unless he wants to bank it. And he doesn't really have, from that angle, a simple, natural safety. Because with the 7 there, and between the 8 and the 9, you'd think there'd be a simple safety shot there, but not quite from that angle.
Yeah, this is a little bit tricky.
So what are you going to do? He's eyeballing the kiss shot.
I like the bank.
I don't know about that.
No, the bank doesn't go past the 8, does it? I don't think so.
I was just wondering about kissing the 7 off the 8. And drawing, I don't know.
Ooh, man. The percentages are dropping.
Draw back behind the 9. 8 ball goes up table, so you can see it, and the 7 ball hangs in the corner pocket, and you hook him on it.
I mean, this is cuttable in the upper left. But do you go for that? I mean, because the cue ball is going to go flying.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. I mean, it's a tough cut. and you're going to let the cue ball fly. It's probably not the best shot.
That combination on the 8 ball into the long corner.
That would set it up pretty nicely. 7 would go over to the left side of the table.
It's a sellout shot if it doesn't go in.
It's kind of why he's taking time on this, because almost
Yeah.
every shot is a sellout shot at this point. I mean, if you don't
It's tough,
nail
isn't
the
it?
safety,
It
you're
is
done.
tough, though, yeah. And this is where you have to stop and figure this out, because all those options we talk about are all really sort of feel awkward and difficult and seem somehow likely to not work.
If the ball just wouldn't have rolled that extra 6 inches.
He could play a safety where he shoots the 7, gently bump off the 8 and draw back behind the 9.
Hey, he's taking his time on this.
You know what I mean? That kiss shot off the 8, if it doesn't go into the pocket, but just goes to the side rail instead,
Could be a good save, yeah.
you got to be careful. You got to really judge your draw shot there. The speed's got to be right. You got to make sure you don't draw into the corner pocket.
I like that. I think that's the
don't
highest
really-
percentage option we've
Yeah.
mentioned.
Right. I don't really like it, but you got to pick. You got to pick one. It's like voting, isn't it? You pick the least of all evils. You're not really voting for someone you like. You're voting for one you.
I think he took your option. And
Combination. That is awesome.
Oh, no. Doesn't sit
He
very well.
Played a really, really good shot there.
We're going to go to the overhead on this one. So you can see. It's tough to see. The one.
Did you get a replay on that 8 ball?
I did not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Great combination there. Now he's got a head scratcher.
Yeah, and I was just looking at this one. Is the cue ball froze to the 7? I don't know if it matters. Are you playing a safer? I think you got to play a safer.
No, I don't really see an offensive shot unless he's going to kiss it off the 9 ball. You know, thin hit to send the cue ball up table. It's not very offensive. It's a sort of a containing safety where you just hope not to leave a good offensive shot. But
I like that. That was a lot more controllable.
Kendal could play a bank the 7 and kiss the 9 in at the same time. 9 ball, corner pocket.
Oh.
And the bank on the 7.
Oh,
He got so
no.
close. He played
both of them.
He played both of those balls.
Wow.
He played both of those balls and hung both as deep as you can get. That shot couldn't be any better without actually being successful.
Wow. Both balls almost go. They rattle exactly the same. Who would have thought?
You know, in a different world, in a different universe, he would have made both balls. And you'd have settled for either one.
So, back to the food. Adam says potatoes and gravy or the rolls. Hendy says the momentum's going towards Kendal. Wow.
Yeah, except for that last shot. Just
Yeah.
knocked the wind out of him a little bit. But did you get a replay on that?
I did.
Lovely.
We'll slide over to that. That's the final result there, so you'll see him shoot it in a second.
So here we are. He's playing both of these balls. And that's what makes 9 ball different from 10 ball, where you'd have had to pick one.
I mean, they both
Wow.
almost went. So Riley says, I once took a shot, and it was a major miscue. The tip had broke off the shot before. Oh, I've done that, where you didn't notice your tip was just hanging there or maybe real loose.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, that can happen. Avenue Auto says, nothing like a big can of cream corn. I think that's got to be a joke. Hendy says, David feeling the pressure now. I mean, these are old comments. Obviously, he's feeling pretty good about being at the table, winning that last game there.
In fairness, David played a really good shot.
He did.
On that combination, which Billiards God said no.
He
He didn't have very good options to play a good safe, and he played, sort of a containing, just hope that he doesn't leave a shot, but he did leave Kendal those 2 shots.
And everything after that's like, horrible luck. Wow. OMG. How'd that not go in?
And there's only one game in it. Not surprising.
Well, if David pulls this one off, we'll have a tie match.
At the halfway point.
I mean,
12-12. will have crossed the halfway.
It's tough to think that someone's just going to run away with 25 games. You know, I mean, I know 9 ball's great and it's fast and it's loose, but the balls roll funny. So I think, yeah, he had a little bit of, I don't know if you call it running English on that, and that pulled it back behind.
Did
the
he come
three.
off the point there?
No, I don't. He just had a lot of spin. He used bottom right, and that right really took off the rail. Which is, you know, I don't know. When we first got the tables, that English wasn't taking. Maybe they're slowly starting to get a little chalk in there. Maybe they're getting grabbier. I love these tables, by the way. Brand new. They got to be the best tables in the country right now. I mean, brand new, a whole room of brand new diamond tables with Simonis cloth. And brand new balls.
And Tefco spots.
Beautiful. Although I did notice that those spots, they leak if someone rubs on them.
Leak.
Yeah, they leave black on the cloth. Beautiful hit on the 2. But leaves Kendal a great starter shot. Yeah, one of our last matches, I think it was the King's Court on Sunday, one of the players rubbed the spot with like moist hands.
Oh, really? The color from the top of the spot.
Yeah, and the black ink left a nice stain around the table.
I've noticed that when we respot them, that it does leave a kind of a, I was just assumed sort of gluey marks.
You guys must have cleaned this table because I don't see it anymore.
Well, we do spend a lot of time vacuuming these tables.
Definitely, because it's not there anymore. Someone must have scrubbed that out. Maybe even put a new spot on. One thing I did notice is the matte apple spots with the white text going around the edge.
Yeah.
Those are, they don't leak as much, so probably
Really?
be good to get that one on here.
I thought they
Oh,
were.
no.
I don't know why we don't have that. We were putting them on.
Yeah, all the other tables
But they
have
are the
them,
same spots. That white text, Kendall screen printing
just on top
T-shirt
of it.
company screen prints those. Oh, look at that shot.
Oh,
Get
boy.
a replay on that
Oh,
one.
we're definitely going to have a replay on that one.
It's firing on all cylinders, but the only ball that counts is the 9 ball. And he takes that too.
In the hole.
And the cue ball's safe.
No scratch.
Well, that was a great shot.
We'll take a look at the replay a couple of times while he's racking. Fires it in
Spins around.
with top left.
Yeah,
comes
and that
around.
top had to catch so that the cue ball didn't just stun right into the corner pocket. Watch the way that this cue ball starts out its life heading really close to the pocket and follows enough before it hits the rail.
Yeah, that zips. That really zipped around. Beautiful shot. Kendal the break. We'll switch to the overhead.
Well, he's found his mojo.
No love on the 1, though.
Common story indeed in this match.
Seems like the 1's always over there.
Ball's
And it's
breaking
always
good,
blocked.
though. And both players seem to be maintaining fairly good control of the cue ball. And that was a well-controlled little kick safe. You know, and he was hooked there, and he didn't even consider playing a push out. And, of course, the result he's got here shows you why. I mean, this is much better than a push out. It's just to play the shot and hook your opponent.
I mean, the 1 is really close to the 9. That's all I see.
Yeah, it's a challenge to hit it, really. I mean, 1 rail, the 8 ball's kind of in the way, so you think, well, 2 rails, but the side pocket's kind of in the way.
Right. I like 2 rails. Crash into
2
the
rails,
1
if you can miss the side pocket,
and the 3.
and you, because of that, you may not be able to risk hitting it hard. And in 9 ball, I kind of like hitting this shot hard if I think I can hit it. It's got a good speed. Yeah, he hit that really, really well.
Beautiful hit.
Hit it so good, he deserved a good roll there. Gave himself a chance to get a good result.
That'll be ball in hand for David. Kendal will be on 1 foul.
And it was the follow on that kick shot there that took it away from the 1 ball. And I know he was on the rail. If there was any way to hit that without the follow, it would have, in that same line, he would have hit the 1.
Andrew says, both these guys are playing really well, I think. I love this.
It's a fun match to watch just because they're both firing and being super aggressive.
And they're passionate.
Neither of them want the other guy to be dominating this match.
There's so much passion in this. I mean, there's so many emotions. These guys are not playing an exhibition match here.
Oh, no, they want to win this match. But the style of play almost is an exhibition, isn't it? They're going for their shots and going for the spin shots and the trick shots. You're not seeing
they're not
hardly any safeties.
They're not getting punished for it, So I think we'll see that later in the match if it's close. Maybe they'll start tightening up and guaranteeing that they're going to be back at the table each game.
So we're halfway through this match now. Kendall's got a 2-game lead.
Ooh, a little short on the bank.
I think the largest lead, and correct me if I'm wrong, so far was David Seering was 3 games up at one point.
I do believe you're correct.
I do believe.
Hendy says, wow, Kendal is playing with a lot of confidence. That's how he rolls. Same with his son, Mason. They just exude confidence. Even if they miss, they're still confident on the next shot. They don't slow roll the balls later. They just keep on going until they fine-tune. Got to fine-tune that stroke. Hendy then says, since gaining the lead, obviously. Yep, Andrew says, great hit. Subscriber, cue ball control sometimes. Appreciate it. Great name, by the way. Comes back nicely for the 4 in the middle of the table. Now, do you try to split the uprights here, or do you just get yourself a shot on the 5?
Well, depends, because he's got an angle on this ball. Might
Looks
go
like
one
he's
rail
using
and
inside again.
play a kiss on the 8 ball.
Yeah, he used inside again.
Right. And missed that shot. He was trying to stay towards the center of the table so he didn't get too close to those balls where the target zone becomes thin. The window is small if you get too close to him.
Correct.
And it looks like Kendall's hit this really good to hit that window.
Should be just enough to cut this 5 in.
Perfect speed, that.
Hits the ball.
Pop off the
Very
rail. So
nice.
there's an angle.
This is the tester right here.
There's a punch stun. You have to, if you're going to stun across there, you have to hit that ball very hard.
It's tough. And the harder you hit it, the
And
more
it's
your
just
stroke
gonna-
wobbles,
Get up and
Oh,
the bank shot.
but he hit it on the pro side, is what they say.
Isn't the pro side the other
It
side?
wasn't, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
but the outcome actually turned out pretty good. I mean, this is a makeable 8, right, if you thin this in?
Can you get to it? Or was the 9 ball in the way?
Well, take a look at the overhead briefly and
you-
get the protractor
You're the
out.
technical guy. Can you install a Hawkeye system, please,
Yeah, laser-guided systems.
so that we can...
Even if we had
take
a
a look- take a look at these
telestrator,
balls at
our
any angle.
lines would be curved. We'd be like, "Whoop," yeah, it goes.
Well, I said that the other day. The lines are curved, right? The straight lines are curved.
A little bit because of the camera, yeah. That's why it's so tough to
It's 'cause
film
of-
pool.
It's because of the relativity, isn't it? And the gravity from the edge of the rails.
Well, the lenses are all curved, so you get kind of a wide angle on everything. So you have to flatten everything out, kind of like a map to the Earth.
Right. Because the camera is not the same size as the pool table. It's a spot in the middle of the table.
Tiny,
Looking
tiny
outwards.
little hole.
So what?
Right.
How does the image look so rectangular then? The edge of the rails look rectangular.
I mean, these are
Square.
good cameras. These are good NDI HD cameras, and they just handle it.
Is that the lens that does that, or does that have to be manipulated internally? With
I'm
the
not
software?
sure. I don't have to do anything anymore. I know we used to. We used to have to like mess with the USB cams.
Because you get sort of a weird fisheye lens, don't you? Fisheye effect. It used to be.
It did, and these HD cameras handle it so much better. Ooh, hit the outside of the pocket there. Another game down. David's one game closer to tying this match up again. They seem to be flip-flopping back and forth in a race to 25.
Nice and close. You wouldn't want it any other way, would you? Pool fans out there.
Well, you either want it to be 25-0 or you want it to be exciting.
People talking out there?
We'll have to crank the music up. I don't know, though. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of people.
Well, who's that in the orange over there?
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I know it takes a lot to distract Kendal. You know, people walking through. You know, the interesting thing is if you see the red rope going around, kind of like the movie theater lines, that was a pretty recent addition, and it keeps people from walking through the middle of this challenge match or any of our matches, and it's been a great addition.
So another wide open table with no shot on the one ball. We should be keeping score of that.
You are. Virtually.
Oh, he can see the one, can he?
Whose curve of the hat is more curved? Kendall's or David's?
Kendall's a little bit.
Yeah.
In that picture there, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're both wearing hats, which are kind of funny. Who's got the better curve? David's more of a flat brim guy. Little gangsta.
I feel that picture of David Seering doesn't really look like David Seering.
It's pretty recent. It's almost the same exact shirt. Doesn't it? I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying it's not recent. Sometimes I never see him look like that.
That's funny. Kicks at the one.
Kick safe. Does it bounce?
Ooh, I think the 5 might have gotten to play here.
Yeah. They've got to come up with a clever safety here. It's not automatic. You could play full into the one, stop the one, and send the one ball around the angle. I suppose I should have put my phone on silent, shouldn't I?
Pretty tough leave there. Place is starting to fill up. For a Saturday, there are no weekly tournaments or anything like that. League, none of that. So I'm sure the regular folk like to come in and rent a table when we're not hogging everything. Cue ball control sometimes. A lot of great YouTube pool today. Making the rounds, giving my thumbs up in time. Do appreciate it, cue ball. Yeah, I was at home watching the finals of the 8-ball open. And I didn't finish it. But pretty amazing that 2 young guys are in the finals. Beat everybody else. Pool's in good hands. When you start seeing the 20-year-olds beating, the Jason Shaws and the Shane Van Bonings, and they're starting so young now. I mean, a lot of these guys are training hard at like 5, 6, 8 years old. Savannah Easton. I think that's the proper pronunciation. Very good junior player as well. Probably heard of her. Ray says this matchup is seriously a classic. Both players have multiple similarities in style. And they do, and I'm sure they've played together throughout the last 20 years. A lot of history. Well, that's a sellout shot right there. The one does go now, so we're going to see some connect the dots action going on here. Ray also says, I'm predicting the loser will get at least 22 games. So, predicting a very close match.
Probably more than that, the way this is going.
I mean, they're staying within 2 or 3. We never had a lead greater than 3 yet. Ooh, friendly bump on the 2 or not so friendly bump on the 2.
And if it does go hill or very close to that, the fact that they're playing for $2,000 in the middle, see if that comes into play. Does that when you're on the hill with that kind of money, does that change how you play?
I mean, it is a lot of money. It's about 10 tanks of gas. I mean, that's a lot. If you got a big truck or something. In my case, it'd be about 18 tanks of gas. I mean, I would be nervous. But these guys don't get nervous like that, I don't think. I mean, they might tighten up, but I think they've played enough pool and they've played enough challenge matches to where maybe it's a little different for them. And some of the greatest players say you do need to play these kind of challenge matches.
Lovely bank shot.
Beautiful shot. And it speeds up your process. It speeds up the fact that you can get over the nerves a little quicker. And it doesn't have to be $1,000. It could just be a quarter or $1 or something. Just something to put a little pressure on yourself.
You know, in the middle of the match, you know, at this kind of stage where you've played some good pool and had a few mistakes that you'd like back,
I don't like the lead on this 4.
you just fight your way into this match, and you've got both players have got aggression. We'll see if it stays the same at the end of the match.
So he's got to think about this
Yeah.
now because the stop shot don't work.
He gets up and he doesn't like it. You could draw back, but the speed has to be absolutely perfect. You're drawing through a tiny window. You're short, you're hooked. Too long. And you just don't have a good shot. And there it is, hit too long. But at least he's not hooked.
Yeah. I mean, being hooked would have been brutal.
He was on the line there. If he'd played the exact right speed, it'd have been perfect. But he's got another bank shot.
I will tell you, these tables draw a lot more than I'm used to.
And I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of good bank shots, and that's the one difference on these tables. They do bank differently from the old tables.
I've heard they bank more true.
We've seen in this match, both players have played some good, bold bank shots to get themselves out of trouble. David played 2 in that in this run already. Just got to focus on this ball going into the hole. Position will be fine as long as he protects.
Pretty
the cue ball.
automatic, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't let it go into the draw enough so you don't scratch. But
see, without the draw, it probably would have gone above the side. But I mean, it's player preference at that point.
yeah, I like the draw shot. It just
Guarantees you know where it's going.
But you're right. Yeah, you could have just stunned over, hit the other side.
A little more angle. Forced him to do a little top inside to get where he likes to be for this 9. Beautiful.
Would you believe it, folks? We have a tied match.
Here's a replay on that first bank that made this whole run possible. I mean, he's jacked up, hits it solid, follows forward.
And yeah, plays great position. Good follow shot there.
Beautiful leave on the 3. Well, Kendall's still staring at the table. He's focused. You know, they say when you're in the seat, you should still be looking at the table. You should still be calculating.
That's right.
And focusing.
That's what I've been telling Fong, because we play Pool League on Tuesdays.
Right.
And he's always playing this little gambling game on his phone, and he's not. I'm like, if you were watching it, it's almost the same as practicing, watching other people shoot and playing in your mind how you would shoot. And don't get lured into thinking of, it's easy when your opponent is shooting to sort of will them to miss, and then you start thinking about missing and visualizing missing.
You get the negative energy flowing.
But Jeanette Lee, I remember her. She was the first one who I heard say that. I'm sure she's probably not the first one ever, but while your opponent's shooting, you should be trying to run the rack in your mind.
Correct.
The right way. Don't be willing them to miss. As long as we concede that whatever goes on in your head doesn't affect their shot, you can be free to see the shot the right way.
That's a good point. Well, a couple of balls there and a shot on the one. Jeanette Lee also said that she makes a mistake, but she only makes a mistake once.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
That's deep.
I wish I could do that. I make the same mistakes over and over.
I know. I know. That's the hard part. It's like I'll shoot the shot and be like, why do I always do that? I do the same thing. I know I need to do this or that. You know, whether it's stay down, follow through.
Boy, if I only made any possible mistake once ever, I think I'd be perfect already. I've made enough of them.
Well, that's what makes certain people very competitive and makes them pros.
Yeah.
They learn from the mistakes faster.
And that's the real key, isn't it? When you do make a mistake, that's the shot you have to go practice and learn.
Right.
What was it? What was it about that shot that got you? That was a beautiful stop shot.
Jacked up, perfect stop shot, no spin on the ball.
Yeah, you watch the dots on that cue ball, 0 spin. Okay, thinking 3 balls ahead. He's got to get down on the 7 ball.
Needs an angle on the 6.
And
he's pretty sharp on the 5. I mean, pull that back, leave the angle. Unless you like to go 3 rails. See, I think he wanted to go 3 rails.
I think there now you just have to play a deep, what they'd say on snooker, a deep screw.
You need a deep screw.
National TV, you'll hear that.
Yeah. No, I get it. But he's not going to do the deep screw.
Oh, it's following. Must have a little angle. Screw. Draw with a lot of right-hand spin, and that
wow. Short side.
Was an awesome shot.
So now I think if he would have had more angle on the 6, he would have naturally gone around the 8 and played the other side of the 7.
And here's a shot that you kind of have to stroke really good.
He worked that out.
And with a longer, more powerful stroke, you've got to watch out you don't double hit this and foul. Cue ball's going to, if you hit this hard, firm, the cue ball's going to fly off the 7 and off the rail right back at you. So the cue stick's got to get out the way.
I overhit it a little bit, and I saw the angle, and if you just punch that out, cue ball comes out pretty nicely for you.
What he did there is he kind of played a follow shot with a jacked up cue stick.
Right.
In order to swing the cue ball up and out of the way, the cue stick. And didn't do with the cue ball what he wanted, but
well,
this will be a shot.
Another hero shot.
This one's for the highlight tape. Drawing.
Oh,
Around the angles.
wow.
What a beautiful shot.
He had the right spin to just kind of guide that in the hole, too.
Yeah, that was lovely. And David is now back in the lead.
Oh, well, take a look at that 8 ball. I mean, it wiped its feet, but he had the proper English to guide that in. See if we can take a look at that.
Yeah, I really like this shot.
See, bottom left. Rattles in, but that English carried it all the way and perfect on the 9. Kendall's primed and ready, stick in hand, as David has a 1-game lead in this race to 25. We'll get to some of these comments quick. We've got Andrew says, I've had enough of FSR myself. Victor has some issues, in my opinion, too.
FSR?
Yeah, Francisco.
Oh, Ruiz.
Yeah, so, he's got that nickname because nobody can pronounce his name, I guess.
That's it now. All the pool places have 3 letters, do they?
No, SVB, SFS. What's yours?
MHP?
MHP. I'll be CSG. I claimed it. Although I'll never be in the Open Pro circuit. I might go watch someday.
What's your middle initial?
S.
CSG.
Yeah. Or you could go like, Chris C. S. G.
Okay. So here's a little slightly off-angle combination. Probably just roll it in. Oh, safety.
Lock up safe. Did bump the 8, so it's not tight. Take a look at that.
Tight enough.
Tight enough to make this a difficult shot.
Yeah, he's got to go the long way. Can't go the short way.
So Kendall's been sitting for a long time. Now he gets up to this.
Yeah, and he's only got half the normal. Oh, Massey, here we go.
Oh. Looking at the light. See, the light always gets in the way.
Oh, he's
He's
now
got to go around the
inside
light.
the light.
Should almost look at the overhead for that, but it did not take.
You get 3 tries, don't you?
You get 3 fouls.
You get America, you get 3 strikes. I would have taken my mulligan on that one.
Well, David's got to be pretty happy that safe works so well, and he's got ball in hand because of it. Kendall's on 1 foul.
And he's got to shoot the 1 and the 2 into the same pocket.
A little tricky from the angle.
Unless he wants to draw back and bump the 2. Draw back.
I like that.
Position on the 2, yeah.
Then he's got
an
an angle. Short side to the 3, though. Unless he can go 2 rails past the 9.
That's right. And here's another one where the sort of the 9 ball and the 7 are kind of in your way.
Correctamundo. Andrew Booker says we need some Americans to step up and get it done. Well, that's not going to happen until you see pool and billiards in high school, college.
Are you talking about the Moscone Cup?
I mean, just everything in general. I
could
think he's
happen.
talking.
We've got good players in America.
But they're just not as good as the rest.
I say we. There's no English players on the European team.
We've got some juniors now that have a lot of potential, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's not normal, where they're raised in China, Taipei, Russia, all these different countries, right?
And, of course, the Chinese and the Russians are not allowed in the Moscone Cup.
Correct. Why aren't the
Thankfully.
Chinese?
Well, American or European?
Right. Good call.
We'll be doing the geography
forgot
lesson
about that.
later, Chris.
Well, it's still not fair that we can't use the whole continent. I'll just throw that out there. Why can't we have Alex,
Canadians,
if he gets his calf fixed, or maybe there's got to be some, Mexican players that we could probably look at. I mean, right now we've got the same 5 guys every year.
Oh, Strickland, that's exciting.
That is pretty exciting.
Wisconsin's own Tyler Steyer, that's exciting.
I'm pretty excited about that. I do believe that Tyler helped them win that one of the only years that they won in.
Yeah, he had a winning record in his first year.
He did, and I think he pumped up the rest of the team. That was a great year for Moscone Cup fans, at least the American ones. So Ray from nowhere says all boats rise.
I'm always just disappointed if Chris Melling's not playing.
I think he's retired from that now.
No.
Just like Ralph Souquet and, there's just certain players that just at a certain age, I think you just don't play in the Moscone Cup anymore.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Tell that to Earl.
I know. Well, that they needed a gimmick. Otherwise, there was no reason for Americans to watch. I'm just saying.
Hopefully it's more than a gimmick. Earl still plays good.
He does. We all want to see him explode, break a cue, and throw something.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
maybe wear a
walk out when the interviewer's trying to talk to him.
Like hip boots and some yellow sunglasses. Just do something crazy, right? We're all waiting. Hendy says, great match. Who you got, Ray? I got Kendall. What a setup. David on a roll.
Yeah.
We're all caught up on chat. If you guys want, pop in. You got to subscribe, and then you can chat after 5 minutes. Helps us keep the spam down. Share the stream. We do appreciate it. And let us know where you're from, or if you have any questions, comments.
Chris Melling was MVP one year in the Moscone Cup, and then they didn't even pick him the next year.
Which is weird.
He was talking in an interview after, in a newspaper afterwards, and he was absolutely gutted by that decision.
Well, there are no more chubby players on the Moscone team. They're all very fit. I mean, Shaw's getting a gut.
Yeah.
It's time for him to size up on that jersey. I'll be the first to say it. Oh, boy.
That's a good shot there.
That was a beautiful shot.
Well, it's not. Okay, I was thinking he was going down for the 5. Of course, he's got to go for the 4, which means up and down the table.
Back and forth. You're right. Ooh.
Smartly electing for safety instead.
Uh-oh. Are we going to see a 3-9? Do you go for this 2 up? Or is this where the tide changes?
Yeah, no, that's too...
It's too crazy. I know.
Yeah.
I'd go for it.
Can you play it as a shot to nothing and get the cue ball somehow behind either the 4 or the 7? If you can guarantee the safety here, then you don't mind sending the 3 ball towards the 9 and giving it a chance. But
he tried it, hit it real firm. Uh-oh.
Well,
we might see a carom into the 9.
He's made his decision quickly, whatever it is. Yeah, cut in the side pocket, of course.
Yeah, and I don't think the 9 was even a thought there. He really just wanted to come out and around for the 4. 8 ball got in the way.
And he's getting down fairly quick, too, so it looks like he's got a
off the rail
shot.
Yeah. Yeah, now that shot was totally doable, especially for Kendal.
He doesn't want David to get too far ahead here. David's got 2 games in the lead now.
Valakut says Shaw's working on his dad bod. Half untucked shirt.
And it changes your whole stance and everything, doesn't it? When all of a sudden your body changes shape.
That's my issue. I got to drop my COVID 40.
When Darren Appleton was here, we were talking about Chris Melling, and he says, "Oh, Melling does my head in because he's not focused on one game." You know, Darren Appleton.
Right.
Okay, they both came from British pool. Neither of them were snooker players. People think because they're English they were snooker players, but they weren't.
Just pool exclusively.
Yeah, no, the snooker field was too strong. I don't know. They both came up through 8 ball, but Darren Appleton, of course, switched to American pool and focused on it.
They made money. They found a way to make
Melling
money.
still plays all games, and that means he's going back to British pool with a different cue. He tried on the snooker circuit too a little bit, but he did say he gave that up now.
He's more of an all-around player than is.
Yeah, but can you be the best in the world at any one of them if you're not?
It's just balls and a stick, right?
That's what he says in The Hustler, isn't it?
Color money.
Does he? Again in the... Well, I know he says it in The Hustler.
Does he?
Yeah, because he plays a money match in 3-cushion billiards.
Is that where it came?
And his
both
backer
ways?
is saying, "Look, that's not even your game." And he's like, "What is it? It's just balls and a stick."
All right, we're gonna need the crowd to back this up. It's just balls and a stick. I thought that was the Tom Cruise color money line.
Well, maybe. I don't know if he does or not in there.
Is that
I know
also?
for sure.
Well, I know for sure it's in color money.
Oh, okay. When it's in both, then.
Is it for sure in the Hustler as well?
Yeah, he plays a money match with 3-cushion billiards.
And if it is, I'm sure that's where they got the line for Tom Cruise. Then, I didn't recognize that. He was just so confident, you know. He's like, "You got to win this, and you got to do that." He's like, "It's just balls and a stick." Just
actually, the
full
same
of
line
confidence.
appears in a movie I saw once called Street Hustler, but
they're stealing it now. Yeah. Right? Oh. I got to be prepared for your, inside humor.
DVD I rented once.
So, Jolie Seering says, "Hi. Good game, brother."
Oh, what a shot. To hit the replay button.
Unbelievable shot there. Kicked. His head was in the way, but you can see it on the right side. We'll replay that if we can. And then Tom Kruger says, "Is Sunday 8 ball handicapped?" No. It's tiered entry.
Yeah, so it's not handicapped. Every match is going to be an equal race, but it's cheaper to get in if you're rated lower. The higher rated players have to pay more to get in, which I think is a good compromise.
They got to pay a lot more.
What is it to get in? It's either 10 or 15 or 20.
Right. If you're a 300, you pay 10. If you're a 400, you pay 15. If you're a 500, you pay 20, and so on and so forth. Fargo. He says race to what with 40 entries?
Look at this shot.
Wow.
So you're going to have to replay that one,
Going to have to skip
we're not
the
going to be able to... That last shot, that beautiful little kick shot on the one ball, will appear on the highlight video, which Chris gets out very quickly.
It will be
automatically,
there.
doesn't it?
Look how clean that was.
But this shot on the 9 ball was awesome.
We'll let it play again.
Both players still playing extremely aggressive. Neither of them are erring on the side of safety if they've got a choice. And what a beautiful shot.
In the hole. No, I mean, in fairness, David tried it first. Kendal then said, "No, I'll make it." back in the game.
Okay, let's see how the break goes. Little jump on the cue ball there.
Well, at least he's got a shot at the one.
Well, he doesn't have the shot on the one.
Oh, dry. I didn't see David jump up. So, Tom, to finish your question, normally what Fong does is he lowers the race on the winner's side. So it might be a 3-3.
On the loser side?
On the winners, actually.
Oh.
Which
If what?
doesn't
If
really.
there's a lot of players, you're saying?
Yeah, it helps a little bit.
So that it's not midnight by the time you get out of here.
Right. So if you take first place, I mean, you might be here all day, but think about 40. That's like an open tournament, right? With very little organization. People just show up. So, it's a long day. And we do open up all the tables. So we'll have 12 tables, brand new, ready to go. Even the coin ops have new cloth. So, and we can bring out a new set of balls for those, which MH usually does if we end up using it. So,
well, actually, we've just changed that. We've just put 2 of the old sets that were in the rest of the pool hall in the coin ops.
oh, great!
So the coin ops now have the same
Super
Aramis
Pros.
Super Pros.
They're just a little older.
Yeah.
Way better though, because those bar table balls, they were yellow, and you could tell.
And just to correct the record, we actually still have Championship Tour Edition on the 2 coin ops.
Oh, okay. But it is new cloth. I didn't say. Oh, yeah, that is true. I did say that. And we only use the coin ops if we have to. MH is being beckoned to the pro shop for some important business. So you're stuck with me for a little bit. Well, at least we don't have to listen to tea and crumpets anymore. There is that. So rattle the 3 gives Kendall another opportunity up here. Sorry, David. Tough shot on the 3, though. I think if you just make this, the cue ball will go around the 6. Maybe you'll have the 4 on either the side or the corner, and that'll open up your run. Well, he played a little running English, which, does make the cue ball squirt a little bit. Especially at that speed. So you underhit that. Kendall's wasting no time. Put a little power draw on that. Just gently taps in the 4, pocket speed to get shape on the 5. Andrew, I agree. Simonis is way better. Way better. You don't see the little rippling effect on the slow rolls. Ooh, power draw that right in the corner. I'm fairly certain that wasn't the plan. Gives David ball in hand, possibly making this a 3-game lead if David can wrap this up. That's okay, Andrew. I knew what you meant. But yeah, after playing on championship for how long did we have that? 6, 7, 8 months? And then coming back to brand new diamonds with Simonis. I'm always going to buy Simonis if I have a choice. I mean, it just seems like the weave is tighter. Now, he left himself a little tight on this 8. This is not where I'd want to be. Is this going to give Kendall another chance at this rack? Little inside to control the cue ball. Probably going to go back and forth. Oh, kind of changed it up last second there. Comes around the 9. Gives himself a great opportunity here to finish this rack out. I swear it looked like he was putting left on that cue ball. Nice confident stroke there. Take a look at the overhead. You can see both players. Our digital scoreboard there. Which, ever since we got the scoreboard that will send the wins, the losses, their name, the race, the Fargo, they spell everything themselves. We don't have to do anything. It just makes commentating a lot easier because it's so easy to miss a game. And then you got the chat just up in arms. No, isn't it supposed to be 13, 14? You know, they do it all themselves. That scoreboard on the desk there, that wooden table. We just added the additional ball count to that too. So we do support one pocket, but mostly what it's for is most bank pool. Because one pocket's typically played on a 9-foot table. I mean, all games can be, right? But nothing's more fun than bar table bank pool. Solid break, a lot of movement. Is going to have a shot on the one. Didn't seem real happy about that, but I mean, from what I've seen, out of most of these breaks, this is one of the better. This might be a table run. Take a look at the dual view. So what he's got to work through here. Got to go from the 1 to the 3. Most likely going to be a 3-6 combo if it was me. And then you got to think, don't make the 3 with the 6. Save it to get back to the 4. He worked hard to get that angle. Had to put a lot of speed into that one ball just to have it come off the rail just 4 inches. Yeah, he's got the 3 didn't go. Doesn't have a great angle. He might opt to draw this back for the 4 now. Unless you can force follow this up the rail. Oh, okay. Cheated the pocket, used draw, got on the good side of the 4. I feel like David's freewheeling here. I mean, he's stroking through the ball. He's staying down. He's not afraid to hit him hard. Comes out for the 5. A little short on that. Somewhere in the middle of wanting to either take it all the way down now or still cutting it. I think he's going to take this all the way down. Gives himself a good angle on the 7. Now, I mean, can you slow roll this and leave it for the 8? Or if you're stroking as good as these guys are, yeah, he just kind of taps it. Doesn't get behind the 9. Slight angle to stun out for the 9 in the bottom right corner.
If anybody's watching, just peep in here. Just say hi.
Hey, John. That's a good point. Ooh, he put top on that. I don't know if I would have gone that route. I mean, it was pretty straight. Worst case, draw back, shoot the 9 in the bottom left, but maybe the side pocket was there. Again, not another. I mean, this you gotta finesse this out. Oh, did you see how it paused there? The draw just sat there and spun. Crazy. I'm gonna replay that. That's like a magic trick. There we go. Kendall's back in the match with the game. Let's switch to this replay. I'm just amazed. I'm going to hit it a little early. There we go. Watch the draw. It just sits there. And you can't tell it's moving because the measle, the dot on the cue ball is perfectly centered. It's just spinning about 90 miles per hour, burning a hole in the cloth, and then just finally takes off. And he actually overdid that quite a bit, let's be honest. Feeling good to get back to the table. Had to take the aggression out on something. Why not a jump shot? Cue ball in the side. That's about the worst thing you can do when you're trying to gain some ground here in this race. David with ball in hand. I mean, the 7-9's not pretty. Got to have plans for that. Late in the match, you still got to keep your wits, you know. You're 2.5 hours in. You're probably a little tired. You're a little frustrated. Things maybe aren't going your way all the time. But you still got to think things through. So it'll be interesting to see what he does to break up that 7, whether or not it's off the 6 or before. Leaves the 2 with a nice angle to get to the 4. Slides over pretty darn perfect. I mean, he's looking at this. You make the 4, you keep it there. You got the 5 on the side. You almost have to pull it back a little bit so you have an angle to get back up to the 6. And we got MH back in the booth. The tea and crumpets have returned. It's going to be my new nickname for you, tea and crumpets.
I didn't know you thought about me that way.
Yeah, see, I don't have the culture of knowing the secondary meanings to that stuff, so I'm just going to keep saying it.
Wait, and I tell you what tea means.
I do not want to know anymore.
So is he stunning into the 7 ball here? No.
He's been saving the 7-9 for a while now.
Okay, he's just going to use the 6 ball. I think he has. Well, no.
But to save that for your last,
well,
tough, right?
So now his body language will tell you whether he can throw this combination in, because I don't believe he can hit it now with that angle on the 6. I think he's, that 7-9 combination is aimed close to the point into the rail.
I don't think the combo ever went. I think he wanted to break the 7 up.
What I'd be doing is I'd be humming and hawing. I'd be chalking my cue over those balls secretly and drop a little chalk onto the...
So you can get a little cling action?
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know if that's possible or not, but... and I know that's considered cheating by some people.
That is very much cheating.
I don't really do that. Yeah. But the fact that he hasn't shot this tells you he was hoping to get a bump out angle on this 6 ball, and he's just got too much angle. I don't think he can make contact with these balls now.
So Andrew says, I have a feeling David's next mistake will lose him the match.
Wow.
And that was a while ago. Unless Kendal scratches on his brakes, which he did previously. You just missed it. Kendal won the last, bringing him to 15. David 17. And then scratches on his brake, and David's been up running this table ever since. I have to say,
this is a very quick match for a race as long as it is. I was only out of the box for just a couple of moments there.
Miss a game or two, easy. Yeah. It's 9 ball. Until you get a shot like this where, they got to put some time and thought into it.
He just doesn't have... He doesn't think he can throw this into the pocket, this combination.
I don't think so.
And if not, then he's going to have to go around the angle and try and break it. He could punch this in, stun around the angles. Yeah, see where he just pointed his cue? That cue ball is going to fly down that line.
I mean, if you get on the other side of the 7, you might...
Get ready with your replay button there, Chris, because he's going around the table here, and he wants to break these up. Wrong. Okay.
Almost. Looked like he was going to power it.
All right. Now we're going to find out how much you can throw a ball. He doesn't have much distance between the 9 ball and the pocket.
There's too much separation for the throw. I really think he's going to have to cut the 7 to the right. And then the cue ball is probably going to get in the way.
Cut the 7 to the right.
To cut the 9 to the left. And then the cue ball is going to go off the rail, kiss into the 9, probably make the 9
between them, is there?
I think there's a quarter of an inch.
And that kind of spacing means that the throw and the cut kind of oppose each other, and you end
Right.
up not doing much at all.
You don't know which one to do.
But
If they're
he's-
touching,
He's taking your advice and cutting to the right.
Well, it's not my advice.
Might be playing.
Oh, look at that.
Someone.
Oh, wow. I hear lots
Well,
of words being said.
It's
out
lucky
there.
that we don't have the players mic'd up on this one.
Actually, we really should.
Well, not anymore. We get kicked off YouTube after that one.
You're fine. See, YouTube is a lot more friendly.
Earlier on, someone commented in the chat, when's David, right at the beginning of the match, when's David going to start throwing his
When
cue
are
and spouting?
cues gonna be
So what
thrown?
that tells me is he played that 7, that kiss on the 7 is exactly how he played it. And he's like, don't do that to me.
And then just
I'm paraphrasing.
how the heck
So he
is it possible to get behind the only other ball?
Did
on
you
the
get a
table?
replay on that?
I did.
Let's have a look at that because
He's going to be
obviously-
thinking about this for a while.
his reaction tells me for sure that he played that ball. I played a really
Here
good
we
shot.
go. So
and
he's down on the cue.
the billiards gods were pretty tough on him here.
If you look at the right
That's what
screen, you
what
get a better view.
What a great shot. How could you assume that you were going to get hooked here?
And we'll slide back over. Oh,
And now he's scrapped,
no.
and now he's busting.
Cue-
we need
I
to
think his
play
cue
we
might
need a
have
player
broke.
cam. This is
Did his cue get broke on that?
this is Earl Strickland 101.
We'll have to stay in this view after every miss. I can't do that to Kendall, though. All right. Kendall's got to be pretty happy to be back at the table right now.
Sometimes for some people, when you have an outburst like that, it can rattle your opponent, but it also could have the opposite effect.
It fuels them.
I think it's more likely to give Kendall a boost.
It definitely fuels them. I was talking, or I was listening to, I don't know if it was Margaret Fefalova. Ooh, did you see that? A little kick to the wall.
It's a good time for Kendall to call a timeout there.
Good thing the wall is metal.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder if his toe's okay.
I don't blame Kendall at all. It's been a long match already, so I mean, you deserve a break, and that was the right time there
You
because
definitely deserve a break.
let the emotions calm down, and perhaps we'll see if this helps David.
So what
or
were we
not.
talking about? Okay, Margaret Fefalova Steyer, I think, said you don't want to be showing a lot of emotion at the table when you miss because it positively fuels your opponent when they see you struggling.
Sure.
It's kind of like that old energy thing, right? You don't want to give your energy to them.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I hate to say it, but some people are fueled off others' negativity. It's like a deep down
It's a
human
big old
thing.
It's just
you
a big
know?
old sign that it's not going
Yeah.
well for your opponent.
Right, and you're raising it up. You're almost giving up at that point, right? So-
Well, definitely not. I mean, he's not. I mean, he played that shot so well. It really was bad luck. You have to say that was just a really good shot that had a bad ending because of luck.
well, I'll tell you what, it's not over. So we are on a player break. Just to reiterate, this is 9-ball race to 25, 2,000 in the middle, 2-person tournament against Kendal Koch and David Seering. Kendall's a 625 Fargo. David's a 605 Fargo. I'm in the booth with MH, the Putting Pen Glaze, and I am Chris G.
You always say that funny.
I do. I throw the English accent on it.
Does it? Is that what that was?
The Putting Pen Glaze.
It's not over till the fat commentator says so.
We're going there. Hey, not all of us can eat bone broth for 3 weeks and lose weight. I'm working on it.
Me too.
Yeah, MH
Next week.
has lost a lot of weight for that. Those
Well,
that
I
don't
did
know.
for a bit, and then I kind of went off. It's like when you're off carbohydrates, it's so easy to stay off. And I went for weeks and weeks and weeks in ketosis, in fat burning mode. And then as soon as you switch back, it's like an ex-crack addict trying crack just one time. And that's what it's like eating carbs when you're on a no-carb diet.
Yeah.
You're not tempted by them at all. The only reason you try it is just because it looks nice. It's not the same as a craving temptation.
Sure.
And for weeks since then, I've been trying to get back on or thinking about it. But I'm going to go get back on my diet
We all are.
after dinner.
Yeah, right. Because you have to think.
I'm hungry right now. So
Don't you have to get through like Thanksgiving and Christmas?
yeah.
It's tough to just
Well-
be the guy that eats broccoli when the meal is served, you know. But you can also eat less. In my opinion,
I've tried
losing
that.
weight
I can't
doesn't
do it.
mean you have to just eat bone broth every day. Like you just have to eat less calories. But anyway.
I've never been successful with that. I've tried it, and I'm just eventually your craving catches up, and you've done well for so many days or for a period of time, and you think I deserve a little bit.
Well, that's because
and
you're
you end
not
up-
eating enough calories, but you need.
Your cravings make
You're
you catch
hungry.
up.
Yeah, you can lose weight without being hungry. I
But when
did
you-
it for years.
When you switch into it takes you like 2 days to burn off all the glucose in your bloodstream and get it switched into fat burning mode, what they used to call the Atkins diet, which, in my opinion, is the same as this modern ketosis.
Oh yeah.
Even though the keto people try and tell you it's different, it's the same. If you don't eat carbs, you start fueling your body on fat instead.
So anyway,
But anyway, your cravings shut down and it becomes easy. If you can fight way through the first 2 days, all of a sudden it becomes easy.
so we got. Are the players back yet? Are they making their way back? Not yet, huh? Here, we'll slide this over. See Kendall. He's getting ready. He might just break without him because he knows the rules.
Well, who called the timeout?
I don't know. I mean, I'd be guessing
he's
if
waiting. He's going to wait. And David's back now.
Yeah, David's got a beer.
There you go. That's what you need. have a nice little
It
drink.
might relax the nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Kendall just broke. We got some chats here. Supkiss is back. I nearly missed the game. Worked on the roof all day long. You know, every time you come in, you say you're working on that roof. You might need to get a professional to just finish it. So we can chat now. Don't eat. I just ate Thanksgiving leftovers. Kendall is going to go on a run from here. Here it comes. That was from Brooker.
Yeah, Andy's got some premonitions here.
Paper. Paper says the wings at the Mad Apple are absolutely amazing.
What another great hit the replay button.
Man, this guy doesn't stop at the great shots.
Another good kick shot on the one ball from David.
That was a kick?
That was a kick, yeah.
Wow.
He was fully hooked and he just kicked it right in.
We're seeing a lot of good kick shots.
Like it was nothing. There's been a lot of good shots in this match. Few mistakes.
That's going to happen.
Sprinkled in.
The pockets are firm. You know, they're new tables. Not everything is going to rattle in.
We've seen a lot of good kick shots and bank shots.
Comes around. Leaves himself pretty nice for the 4 there. Got an angle out. I'd say that's the perfect angle. So, yeah, Paper said try the wings here. They're amazing at the Mad Apple Burger and Billiard Company, Appleton, Wisconsin. And while you're here, check out the pro shop. I got the manager sitting right next to me.
That's right.
MH.
Q work, pool tables. We do it all.
The Crumpet. Pen glaze. I'm just going to rearrange it until it works.
Well, it hasn't worked yet, so let me know.
It works for me because I don't know what all the meanings are, so it's all good. We'll get that replay as soon as Dave's done running this table, it looks like. There's no stopping him. He comes back from break, shoots like Earl Strickland. We got a few spectators watching from the bleachers and the tables around. We got a handful of players. Tables are open on Saturday, guys, if you're looking to play. There's no league. There's no tournament. It's open, brand new diamond tables. Make your way down. You know you're bored sitting at home all Thanksgiving. Get off that recliner. Or come on in for the weekly tomorrow. 1 o'clock Central. Be here by 12:30 for sign up. Been having a lot of good turnouts. We're not getting 6 and 8 people like some places. We're getting 40, 44 consistently.
Little thin snick shot on the 9 ball.
Yeah, that's a little nervy, right? When you end up in the hole, you can slow roll on the Simonis cloth.
Hit that a little thin.
Let's go to that replay. Here, we'll take a look at this kick shot. I mean, look at that. Comes off the rail, kicks into the 1, perfectly in the corner. beautiful.
Yeah, couldn't hit that shot any better.
David up 2. So he's got 18-16. David's in the lead. Race to 25.
His players are both playing genius pool, 7 out of 8 shots.
That's how it works. We haven't seen a whole lot of table runs, right? I mean, was that a table run? Who broke? Kendal, and he scratched. David ran out. I don't even know.
But he played a kick shot on the 9, so was that a... We should pay more attention.
Yeah, well, you were coming in and out of the booth at that moment, so I have an excuse. We're gonna next time you leave the booth, come back with some snickerdoodles and some chicken wings.
Oh, I should have got you a shot of tequila.
Ooh, I could take that. Oh, wow.
There it is. And I felt it had to happen eventually because
Well, Kendall's been scratching in the right
they've
side.
both been playing that similar kind of break, hitting it as solid as you can, but it's tough to hit it really square, and if you don't, it just drifts sideways, doesn't it?
It does.
One of the side rails, and there's a big
Always
pocket right
is.
in the middle of each side rail.
I don't know why that is, but trying to squat the cue ball off a pop break seems to open the door for those side scratches.
The only person who I've seen recently hit it absolutely perfect and hit the rack dead center ball was Little John, and his matches consistently he was hitting it so center square that the cue ball could never get to a side rail.
You know, I mean, he's got practice. He's been playing for, 30 years? And he's got a diamond in his basement, so I'm sure some of that time he's practicing his break. I wouldn't doubt it.
Good little bump. Not the perfect angle on this 6 ball, but you're gonna see just a free-flowing draw shot here.
Ooh. That was an unexpected, unforced error.
Yeah, needed to pop that in.
Might have been even snookered. I don't even know if the 7 is blocked by the 9 there. If he would have made the 6, that is.
Yeah, it'd have been a totally different shot.
Whew. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And that is funny when you're like, oh, look, I got the leave, but you miss.
Yeah, well, that's an indication that you played in your mind. It wasn't the right shot because if your leave is perfect,
But you missed.
it didn't work.
Right.
That plan was wrong.
And I've noticed that I think David has switched to more of a just stroke the ball in with more of a natural angle. I haven't seen a whole lot of inside. I haven't seen a whole lot of forcing the balls. He's just kind of rolling them in. And it's been paying off.
Have you been watching this match?
Well, I mean, I'm talking in the last 5-6 games. David. Kendall's been keeping the aggression up. Like, he's been hitting every ball pretty hard, even if they're just straight in short shots. Now, I don't know if that's the difference here in the match. Or maybe David's just doing a variable of everything, and I haven't noticed it. But I do think he's... See, now, that could have been a slow roll in.
Yeah, you could have. That's right. I
Just
saw a
kinda
Darren
pop it
Apple
in.
video on that shot where yeah, exactly. You hit it. A soft little stop shot. And
Yeah.
it just, the pocket then just sucks it in.
I saw that video, too.
Yeah.
Well,
Kendall still pops that in, though.
he did not have to pay for that
These
mistake.
players, they just don't want to roll it soft.
Right. It is it is what it is. I don't know if that's a confidence building thing. You know, if you hit something hard, does that build the confidence?
Well,
you know?
there's less time for things to go wrong. The table's not going to come into play. But definitely softer, the pocket's a lot bigger. So, but if you're feeling good and you just want to pop it right in, if it goes in, no one can say it was wrong. If you miss, on the other hand, then we can. Okay, so let's see if Andy said, as long as Kendall...
Uh-oh.
Now, if he scratches now, that's not his fault on that one because he did. That's amazing. Is he corner hooked?
No.
He did control the cue ball on that one and it just got kicked up there.
Are we going to see a mass A here? Look at this ball.
Oh, so deep.
It's in the pocket.
Wow. And that shows how deep these pocket ledges are, that a ball can be so hidden deep in the pocket.
Wow. What are the chances?
What's the shot here, though?
I think he was. I
Well,
felt
he
the
can-
mass A.
I think he's going to push out. There's no point doing something crazy.
You're
here.
right.
If you don't hit this one ball, you're going to regret not playing a push.
You should definitely push out if you can. And he does. Gives him a bank. Tight with the 8 there, but it's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking full aggression, full offense
And
here.
there's
You
no
could
surprise
play
that
a save.
David's playing this shot. He's not giving it back. And there's the 8 ball. David had himself in position there to regain his 3-game lead. And getting closer to the end of this match, a 3-game lead makes a lot more,
It's a big difference. Oh,
oh,
Karam used the 9 to make that pocket extra big.
bumps the 2 ball into a nice spot. Shoots the 2 ball in almost before the balls stop rolling. Another little kiss on the 6.
I know. I would slow down a little. That 2 almost rattled out. That's got to be a warning sign.
Yeah, and this is one Iraq you really want to bear down and take. He's in position here. It's really going to hurt and punish David for his mistake if you get out here. Here's the key shot.
Wow.
Well, that's just lovely, isn't it?
Hit that square with a ton of right. Came out real nice.
Yeah.
Good angle to come back to the 9. I thought it was a little overhit, but it slowed down.
There you go.
No chance on a scratch.
Who
Made
can
it
hold your
one.
nerve?
Now,
And
does
to-
he hit this hard? Nope. See, he did pocket
Soft.
speed that
Yeah.
time,
'Cause he
right?
didn't
Yeah,
hit-
you got to do it.
because he didn't hit it towards the heart of the pocket.
Oh, my goodness.
And definitely that line would have, at a higher speed, would not have gone in.
So we got some comments here. We got Supka says, 800 people watching. Hit the like button. I agree. Also share. Nice drop. I've got to admire David's pre-shot routine, Greg Spranger says. David is he's got his fundamentals down. You know, he wouldn't be a 600 player without it.
Yeah, for Kendal now to be tied up, that hurts David.
Really does, yeah. Tied match.
And
Look at that break.
I go back to Andy's comment, Andy Booker,
Oh,
who said,
no.
as long as Kendal doesn't scratch, if he can keep getting good results off this break. That cue ball was a little loose there.
So Young asks, is the 9 ball on the spot? Yeah, that was something they agreed to, Young. 9 ball on the spot, break from the box, because they wanted to make this.
Yeah, and what that's encouraged is power breaking, like in the old days.
Right.
Just hit the ball as solid and hard as you can.
Oh, unless he scratches. Someone said unless he scratches. Now the 4-ball's not in prime position here, so let's see what he does.
Oh, is he really looking at the 9 ball? It's a bit of a cut.
He's got to look at it.
The 4-6 is not terribly looking, so if you could shoot the 3 and get nicely on the 4-6 combination, got a really good chance of getting out. Now, if he makes the 9, you can't complain about a shot choice.
Well, if you
But
shoot the 4-6, then you're going to be shooting the 4-5.
Yeah, I'm looking directly at the table here.
Yeah, let's look at the overhead. Maybe we'll see the better angle.
Well, he does have ball in hand, so he can get straight on the 3 ball.
It's not that bad.
To play, well, it's a bit of a cut on the 9. You really have to hit it accurately. He's changed his mind, doesn't like it.
Probably a good
And
choice.
If he can get nice on this 4-6 combination, he'll be sitting pretty good. It's well controlled speed on that draw shot.
Yeah, that makes the combo much easier.
Yeah.
And he's so close that
You
you can,
have to, outside roll this really soft.
and I think you can, if you do it right, you shoot the 4 in the same pocket
Yeah.
without it moving too far.
Yeah, hit it soft enough. That was good.
There's no soft hitting. These guys are stroking them all in.
I think they've both got a bit of adrenaline flowing.
Just want to slam them in and
This is-
show the other guy.
There's some emotion
That was a nice touch.
And sometimes when you get a little bit heated, it can change your feeling of speed.
Oh. Slow roll, nice.
David nosing ahead now, taking the lead again.
So
19-18 in a race to 25.
just coming down to it. So, Young, hopefully that answered your question. Also looks like Andrew answered the question, said yes, 9-ball on the spot. Here, I'll show the flyer if you're still there. These are the rules they made. Winner break, 9-ball on the spot. Break from the box, no 9-ball breaks. 3-foul rule is in effect. Also, no jump cues they made last
These
second.
guys aren't playing safe hardly at all.
And they're not.
Only when they're absolutely forced to. I'd like to see a 3-foul come into play here. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I don't think we're going to see it.
And after a scratch on the break or an early scratch, you might consider it.
I mean, that's where I was saying.
If
If you get a guy that's scratching on the break and the balls are set up in a certain way, go for 2. And if you get 2, why not try 3?
That's right.
Squatted that ball.
Yeah, he hit that nice and center square.
No love on the 1.
No, that's
Chasing Golf says, yo, guys, great match. Andrew says he hit that terrible.
which one?
I'm thinking probably the 9 that Kendall rocked in the pocket. If I was to guess.
Well, they both missed one. David missed nine.
He didn't
9
miss
too.
that one, though. He made it. So I'm safe to say that, yeah.
Well, that didn't work out. He was trying to get a little snooker there.
Garrett says, hello from Chippewa Falls. Hello, Garrett. Thanks for joining us. He says, David 25-22. That's his prediction.
It's going to be closer than that.
Unless one of these guys gets on some kind of break and run roll, which we haven't seen yet.
Well, both players just
Breaking from the box has really made that tough.
both players gave up a chance already in this rack.
Now, when the pros break from the box with the 9 on the spot, at least in the last major tournament, they were doing cut breaks because the 9-ball on the break counted. And every once in a while, you'd bump back into it. 9 would go in the side or the corner. Now, I don't know if that's a benefit here.
A little bit awkward, this. He doesn't really have a good kiss shot here, and he doesn't really have a good combination, although I think both are possible, but they're both super thin shots. It's tough to hit this one thin enough.
It is. Got to just snick it.
You almost want to play a little masse to bring it back.
Snick the crumpet out of it. Look at that.
Wow, he hit that thin, and he's going to end up froze right on the one again.
That's no love, You make a tough shot. I guess when you're playing at that speed, you really got to think, is it going to go far enough?
So he's made his decision right away, so he's trying to get behind the 8-ball, I think.
So Paper says it's hard to tell the difference between the 4 and the other balls. Yeah, we're getting a brand new set of TV Aramis Super Pros, the TV set with the pink 4. Those are coming. But right now you're going to have to deal with new diamond tables and brand new Super Pro Aramith balls.
I felt that he had a reasonable chance to shoot that 1 ball.
Yeah, I thought so, but maybe didn't
And
like
if
the outcome.
if it put a more spin on, that could have drifted over, and that would have been nice. He's left this long combination with distance between the 1 and the 2. There's no doubt that he's going to be going for it. Other players might consider safe here. Well, David might. He's digging down now. He's definitely shooting the combination.
I mean, got the 9 moving, right? You don't know.
Where's the 9 ball going?
Is it going to keep going? No, it's slowed down. You have to watch the right screen on the... We have a 2.5 second delay on the right screen, so you can purposely watch both.
This is a big rack here. I mean, both players have kind of all of a sudden fallen out of their mojo. They've lost their mojo for a brief moment here in this rack. And whichever one of them can get a grip again. Kick shot in the side pocket.
Just swung by it.
Saving grace is the 8 ball's not open. I don't think. Yeah, no.
Then Kendall's still on 1, right? He didn't.
I wonder if they're even thinking about that.
Probably not. So.
Well, that's a good point, though. Especially as the 8 ball. You know, if you had a nice open 8, you would never think about playing safe here. The 8 ball's not open. And Kendall's on 1, is he?
He is.
Well, he could play a lock-up little safety here.
I mean, if you can get him on 2.
Well, and the other thing about the safety is, even if you don't get him on 3 fouls, he's thinking about freezing him behind the 4 ball and having the 1 ball tap the 8 ball, the 8 and 9 apart, would be a super aggressive safety.
Right.
Because your opponent is then...
It's not a bad idea, because then you have a chance to win.
Yeah.
I like that. Hendy says, great match and worth watching. Thanks, Hendy.
Yeah.
Do appreciate you. Atticus Plonsky says, got here just in time. Looks exciting.
It's been a good match so far, and it really has been very quick considering how many racks we're in.
I can't pick the winner. No way I can pick the winner.
How long has this match been going so far?
About 3 hours. 3 hours with 40 games played. About.
Yeah, so he's going to leave an angle on the
quite an angle.
Well, he's not going to be breaking them with the 4, so he's going to have to break them with the 5.
I've noticed this with David. He kind of saves the breakup for the last ball.
Or is he? No. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't risk trying to break him there because you just don't get a shot on the 5 ball.
He's got a good angle here,
Well,
but
it's
you're going
not
to
much
have
of
to
an angle.
force this over,
Yeah,
right?
it's not much of an angle, is
So I
it?
shouldn't say a good angle, but he's got an angle. Not as much as he'd
He
like.
could use just a little bit more. He's going to have to spin this one. And these shots can be missed easy,
They
too.
can. Very easy.
Because you're using more
Oh,
spin.
like that.
Yeah. You're using more spin than the natural
Oh,
amount.
no. What's going to happen with this 5?
Outside English can help you make the ball, but in that shot you had to use more than you want.
Do you see the 9 going in here? I mean, if Kendall...
To which pocket?
Okay, he doesn't have ball in hand. Never mind.
It's a little challenge, this, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I've never seen this in my life on 9 ball. Look at this.
Can you snick the 5 so thin just to nudge it so it stays behind the 8 and the 9 and just let the cue ball touch the top rail?
I mean, you have to play
It's
safe
super
here.
thin, isn't it? And the 8 ball, if you hit it a little bit thick, here it is. Oh, I missed it.
Oh,
completely.
no.
Yeah.
That's going to give him ball in hand
Yeah.
with the possible 5-9 carom. I mean, you could shoot, just shoot the 5.
You've got to break the 8 if he is going to do that.
Snick the 8 out a little bit.
And this does bump the 9 ball closer, doesn't it?
He's not even looking at that.
No, but he's still got to bump him.
Perfect. I mean, good enough, right? Perfect enough.
Yeah, that was tough, missing that ball. Of course, Kendall did need a super thin hit for that safety to
I'm
work.
a little surprised he missed it.
Well,
Was that a miscue?
If you needed to hit it really, really thin. No, I think he was just aiming really, really thin.
Thin, and he put a lot of speed on it. Chasing Golf says Hill. Kendall breaks dry. David runs to the 7. Kendall banks the 7 and runs out to take the win. He's calling
That.
the Hill match.
And exactly how that last...
How'd you
Well,
know? That's how we
that's-
scripted this.
I'll tell you what, we're going to be watching out to see if that prediction comes true, because that was specific.
That was very specific. Kind of scary specific.
2-game lead.
Yeah. Let's see, did I miss anything? Subkiss, no jump cues. Yeah, that's a rule they made. I mean, they've got 2,000 in the middle, 2-person tournament. They can make the rules, Close game. Brooker says 9-foot break is not the same, Chris. True, but I've had good luck with the cut breaks on 9-ball, even on the bar boxes. Coming back in, especially when the 9 counts in the top 4 for our weekly tournament.
But neither of these players have considered any of that.
No.
They're
Because 9-ball on the break doesn't count here as well.
And this is the way 9-ball used to be, where it really was just all about hitting him as solid and hard as you can.
Man, he slammed that one.
Can you replay that?
Replay the break.
Well, I just saw that ball flew straight in. Was that the corner ball, the 5 ball that just flew straight into the pocket?
Am I going to
You
have enough
you
time?
normally don't expect that on. Yeah, he's still thinking you got plenty of time. All right, I take that back. He's just about to shoot.
Too
Bang.
late.
Oh, no, it got kicked in.
But we did see the 5 slam in.
Yeah, well, the 5 hit their side rail and then got kicked in, so it wasn't going straight in, no.
The power on that break was pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's got a very long bridge on his break shot.
It just gives her. Full speed, 100% every time. Supkiss says, it's night already in New York. Yeah, we're getting dusky. We're getting dusky out here in Wisconsin. Still beautiful, though. Opted for a safe. I don't know if that's enough. He got it, right? Got a good hit. I'll do a replay just in case it comes into question, but the speed was
no doubt. And he's got a chance, David, now to get a 3-game lead. And a 3-game lead now is bigger than the last 3-game lead he had.
right, because it's closer to the end. Every game you can win over 20 has got to feel good. It's got to feel like you're almost there. You know what they say? The first game and the last game are the hardest, but when you're playing a long race, it's probably like the first 3 and the last 3.
And all the ones in between.
Correct.
Did you know that
Every game is equally as hard.
Did you know that apart from lunch and dinner, breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
Oh, I didn't know that. You are a wealth of information, MH.
Did you know that if you were to read 1 page of the Bible every day, after a year, you'd be up to page 365?
Does that go for every book or just the Bible?
Only the long ones.
Yeah, you need at least 365 pages for that to work. I see.
Survived the kiss on the 7.
He did.
That's not going to hurt.
Little straight on the 6, so I think I'm, if anything, drawing this back just a touch. Not going crazy with it. And these tables do grab.
He likes his draw shot, which is good because he's going to have to play another one now.
It's going to be a little more delicate. 1 rail, bottom right. Try to go between the 9 and the 8.
And the tricky part there was making sure he didn't draw right into the side pocket. And with all that going on,
Kind of crazy,
at
though.
that speed, we got another ball wobbling in the pocket. And these tables are tighter.
Yeah, they're
all
pro-cut
consistent.
pockets.
The last group of tables we had, they weren't all the same. I measured them.
No.
Not every table was the same. And that
Whoa.
is not what he wanted.
That is a game changer right there, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got a kick shot.
He definitely has a kick shot. But the percent on making the kick shot has got to be 30%.
No, it's either going to be 100% or 0.
I'm just throwing out some math there for Ray if he's still. Oh, good hit. It's tracking, but not enough speed to go that second rail. Kendall's got to work for everything right now. He's not getting any rolls. And you almost have to
'cause
think.
David, erred there in that rack and gave Kendall a chance there.
But what are the chances that the 7 would lead you behind the 9? I have a replay on that. I'd like to see if it hit the point. after this 9-ball drops.
If what hit the point?
The cue ball, which is, I think, what happened. Now, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm pretty anxious to see it. I want to get your opinion on this. If David would hurry up and shoot the 9. There we go. Okay, so look at this shot right here. Off the 7, I feel like it kind of hit like before the point.
I think just like almost everything you say, Chris, there was no point.
Well, I can take that, but how did it come off the rail? Thin cut. He put right on it. The right didn't take. It looked like it. I didn't see much.
I always
spin
hitting the
going
ball so thin.
Just the thin shot alone is what brought it back to the 9. I mean, that's a pretty natural roll. Then.
Maybe. I know when you hit the rail really close to the point, it can
change the angle slightly.
So maybe it's not the same piece of rubber because you have pocket facings.
So you're saying there may be a point to what I said.
The boy's got a point.
Call you the master crumpeter. MH.
Right, this is really deterring. Can we focus on this match? Just as the match is getting exciting.
The
commentary goes way downhill. Okay.
The tea and crumpet creator.
Okay, focus now.
Well, you know, Mason said this before, that you lose oxygen in here after about 3 hours.
True.
It is very...
Straight in the side pocket.
That happened twice now.
The
That's 2
9-ball
games.
is hanging over the corner pocket. I don't think the 1-ball clears, does it?
I don't. It does not clear the 5 from what I can see on the...
He's going to set up a combination. He's going to shoot the 8, combination on the 8, and set up a combination on the 9. 2 combinations in a row.
Smart. Uh-oh. Overhit it.
He's okay. He's going to play a kiss shot.
Now we're going to see
Not really hanging exactly. That 9-ball is a little bit frozen. Definitely still has a chance at this ball. He would love if that 1-ball had been on the side.
Settle an argument for me. If he kisses the cue ball off the 1 into the 9, is that also considered a carom?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what a carom is.
Well, I got a guy that's always yelling at me about kiss shot and carom shot.
Well, a carom is a kiss.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He's like, well, if you... He said straight up, if you want to always say it wrong, that's fine. I'm just trying to help. So if he would have kissed the cue ball off the 1 into the 9, you could just have easily said carom the cue ball off the 1 into the 9.
And carom, of course, is a French word. And in England, we say cannon.
Cannon, see?
Cannon.
So I could say kiss, carom, cannon.
And you'd have to think that carom or carom
and
cannon have the same origin, but I don't know that. I'm just guessing.
I like how you threw the Wisconsin accent in your carom.
Carom.
Carom. you're getting there, MH. One more year in Wisconsin.
That's because I live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I used to live in Wisconsin.
And now you're in Wisconsin, where you watch the Packers.
Kendal wisely electing to play safe there instead of going for the 9-ball.
You know, it prolongs the match. And what a match we have here, ladies and gentlemen. David, 21. Kendal, 18 in a race to 25.
And it has to be pointed out that David is on 1 foul.
He is on 1 foul.
Kicking at the 1.
But does Kendal know that?
Well, it doesn't matter because if he doesn't hit this, there's going to be a 1-9 combination. It's not going to be 3 fouls.
Yeah, so it's done anyway. Right. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to give him another opportunity. Supkiss is blowing up the chat now that she's off her roof. She owns a mountain, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And she was fixing her roof. He got that one.
Okay. Narrows the gap to 2.
Riley says, you guys are getting punchy. In a good way, though. I'm totally happy. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an angry punchy.
Speak for yourself.
I'm still waiting for my tea and crumpets, though.
Oh, we didn't order the tequila, too.
Yes.
Waiting for someone to walk past.
The high C orange juice, you mean? Yeah. Let's see. Supkiss. Everyone hit the like button.
So that last break didn't work for David. Kendal controls the cue ball. Oh, look at the follow. I say control.
Wow.
It looked like that cue ball was stopping dead in the middle of the table until we found out that there was a lot of follow on it.
We'll take a look at that real quick. while David.
And at this stage of the match,
table.
it is really a good point to really try and control the cue ball on your break.
Look at that follow. Whoop, right.
And there was
the
a lot of
pocket.
balls which could have stopped that cue ball going in. Look at the action and the whizzing balls.
Now, if you had a heat gun on that, you would have seen a red line going all the way to that upper right pocket there.
That's right.
At that view. So David has lifted his hat up a couple inches. I don't know if that means like he means business now. You know, when the hat gets a little higher on the head. Is that a little more focused? I've noticed players that wear hats, they do that. Like I've seen Ray, he'll wear the hat, sometimes take the hat off, sometimes wear it backwards. I don't know. There's different. It's all different focus.
That's why I like to wear a visor with a hole in the top, so you can turn it upside down too. You got twice as many options.
Yeah.
I usually don't.
Why did I ever think of that, MH?
I do. I always wear a visor.
Yeah, the green one, right? Like a bookie.
I've got one that says GB. It's green and gold. It says GB.
Yeah.
And then my friends from Wisconsin say, "Oh, you're finally a Packer fan." I'm like, "What do you mean GB? That's Great Britain."
Yes. Same colors too. So I think you have one of those green visors, right? Like the old gambler dealers used to wear, right? In the cashier box, they had the green. That's what. Yeah. So if you could imagine MH here sitting right here wearing the green visor, walking around with a mechanical, level, making sure every table's perfect every day for you people. David's not messing around here. He needs one good stun out on this.
It looks like he's pretty determined now not to let another one slide by.
Ooh.
Well, that was miss hit. Wow.
What a change.
And he's not showing any emotion this time.
I'll tell you what. These tables, the draw really catches. And I don't know if anybody out there, you probably all know, when you get on a new table with new cloth, especially Simonis, the draw is amazing. You barely hit it.
Kendall's going to take a deep breath here. Calm down a little bit.
He needs to.
Now, this shot's a little tricky. You've got to really draw this sweet.
He took an extra stroke
that
there.
was beautiful. That was beautiful. That shot right there.
Bypasses the side pocket.
Almost hit it too good. He's ended up pretty straight. So this is another power shot here. Follow with spin. Sing.
Oh, it died on the rail.
That might have caught the point. Can he bank it in?
Oh.
How's your luck? How's your luck?
Pretty darn good.
Rack's not over yet. We're going to see another bank shot.
David's just looking
earlier
up at
in
the
this
ceiling.
match, both players were pounding in the bank shots. He's got an angle on this.
I mean, if you hit this short, you'll end up good on the pro side.
Get plain ball. I usually like to use outside English on this.
I'm telling you, the way these new tables bank is beautiful, but you got to get used to them again.
But there's still going to be cut-induced throw and spin on this 9-ball if you don't use outside English.
He didn't like it twice. He got back up. He got 4 times.
He's just going to hit it plain, though, isn't he? From the overhead view, you can see
5 times.
He wants to just cut this thin.
It's like one of those watering birds that fills up and dumps.
And it went flat.
Very flat, but he hit it short enough.
That is cut-induced throw. Makes more difference on a bank shot than it does on a regular cut shot, because not only does it throw it short, but it also spins it to make it even shorter. And that's in the hole.
Beautiful.
Cue ball safe.
Beautiful.
The lead now is only 1 game.
So
Kendall makes it to 20. David's 21.
Roland Starr says the Packers are going to win tomorrow. Riley says, are the floors level? They're level enough. The tables are level.
Doesn't much matter about the floors.
Right. No floor is going to be perfectly level.
Particularly these ones.
Hendy says, what's going on with these scratches? Fargo 1 says, this is the greatest match I've ever seen in my life, and I appreciate you guys.
There's a lot of emotion in there. Oh, don't do it again. Same break again.
Oh, no.
Exactly the same break. Now, he survived the last rack after scratching. Ended up winning that rack. 3 balls frozen on the rail. That doesn't go anywhere, does it? So you're going to come with a plan here. You're going to free the 3 ball right now with a follow shot.
Hashtag free the 3.
Free the 3, that's right. Take a little bump on it.
Chasing Golf says, dating a hot crazy girl starts out exciting, gets messy at the end, and entertaining for everyone to watch.
So he's going to draw. I think he's actually drawing to just play position the long way on the 3 now. He couldn't follow to there because the 8 ball was in the way. So
I like that better.
He's hit that well.
I mean, at that point, you're just shooting a straight shot. You don't have to bump it. You don't have to take any risk.
You got the 3, the 4, the 5. The 6 ball does have half a pocket past the 9. I don't think you want to play a 6-9 combination. Priority number 1 is to make the ball, get a nice little angle, follow forward for a nice angle on the 4 so you can get back up table. It's got too much angle.
You notice David shoots with quite a bit of angle, even on his normal stroke. I was always taught to stay very, very, very level.
And it's interesting, isn't it? You know, as your emotion changes, if you get heated, does that affect your ability to control the speed? You know, it's like
it does.
Take a breath and visualize the shot and the speed again, because it's easy to give it a little bit too much when you got
to breathe.
Chemistry flowing
right
through your blood.
I call it the steroid jerk, where you just you overhit something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
You're trying to be calm. You're breathing, but you get up there with so much anxiety and nerve that you just overhit something, or you punch at it. Worse, you don't do a nice, clean follow through.
Control the speed here. There's a corner pocket up there looming, which I think he's going to get close to get on this 5. Overcuts the 4 ball. Gets a bump off the 8 and would have been on the 5, but I'm sure that's not the way he was playing. Now this, on the other hand, we are going to see a spin shot. Follow, is it? Yeah. Oh, he hit that well.
Very,
if you
very
hit that
clean.
too hard, the follow just keeps it down there, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, you almost have to be. You have to think about that, not to put too much follow. Like those old valley tables where you slam those in, the cue ball stops.
Well, he's still got his mind on this game.
Do you take the 9 here?
No. But
ooh, gotta stop.
Oh, he's playing real fast. No problem.
Working through the problems. 1 ball at a time. Hey, what a great leave on the 8 to get naturally to the 9.
That slight misposition didn't slow him down at all.
He needed this. I mean, I can't believe it, but we're tied?
Tied up at 21 apiece.
Blackjack.
Who's going to win? I don't know.
Race to 4 effectively. I don't know who's going to win. If I was putting my money on one of them, it's going to be one of them.
Now, Kendal hit the break exactly the same in the last two breaks.
Yeah, no more scratching. Even if you got to hit it softer.
Yeah, you don't need all that follow, do you? But
well, I think the follow was a mistake to
it's
the
like
amount of power he put into it. You know how that works. You know, sometimes you overhit it.
He survives.
Wow.
Threatening the side pocket there, the cue ball. He survived it, and you couldn't.
Three balls.
This is the best result.
3 balls on that break.
This is the best result on a break so far. You don't risk hitting it the same way next time because he was so close to scratching there.
Getting to the 4, right? That's not an easy shot here.
Ooh. Oh, look at that stroke.
Clean draw.
How's your luck?
I think he's okay. I think he can cut the 4 thin or play a safe.
Still got a challenge. You've got to get straightish on the 7 and probably play the 8 the long ways up. He likes to flirt with these balls. There's another shot where he's doing his best to try and hook himself.
Wow.
He really wanted to focus on making this ball, and this is a shot that he needs to get the speed right on. Oh, that's perfect.
Cheated the pocket to the right.
That's perfect.
English around.
Oh, he's bridging over the 8 ball. And he's just going to have to concede that he's just going to roll this gently into the pocket. And the 8 ball is not going to be that easy. He's going to have a tough time reaching this shot.
Oh, he's sitting on the rails, MH.
We do have bridges somewhere. course, these new tables don't have the bridge holders yet, so they're not on the side of the table, like under the table.
Someone get a bridge stat.
There's one underneath the table.
Kendall just climbed up the bleachers.
Yeah.
He's full of energy right now. He walked up, jumped down 4 feet.
I mean, he might be considering playing some power shot to get on the other side of the 8-ball and around the table, but
See if you can catch him coming back.
he's got 2 bridges. Oh, no, that's just cute. I thought he was holding 2 bridges there.
The tale of 2 bridges.
So what is this? Just a gentle roll in? I don't know. We're kind of going away from this shot.
I think
He's
you
gonna-
put top left on it,
If he
or
don't-
just left, and
Is
you
he-
come around for the 8
it's
same
gonna be a
pocket.
tough shot on the 8 if he just rolls this in, especially if he ends up frozen on the top rail.
When does Kendall ever just roll something in?
You never see him use the bridge either.
This is going to come around perfect.
He's got enough angle that he could go around.
Yeah. Ooh, careful there.
Strike 1. This is America. You get 3 strikes.
And it's a rule that's not very publicized, and I did read it. But if you're doing a specialty shot, there's a possibility of a foul.
He's going to go around the table. He's going to try and hook himself behind the 9. Oh, that was absolutely perfect. That was a big, big shot there.
Can't get any better than that. I mean,
This is
a little tighter.
Who's going to have the lead?
Bottom right, come
Still
out.
got to focus on this ball going into the pocket.
Misses the side pocket, comes out perfect for the 9.
That was a big out. That was a big moment.
Wow. Supka says 25 games is harsh. It's nearly 50 games altogether, and we are on 3 hours and 26 minutes. Now, we did start the stream early to try to build up some viewers before we just start.
So Kendall's taken the last 4 racks, and the last 3 breaks, he had 2 scratches and an almost scratch.
Atticus says
And the emotion is flowing, and he likes to hit it harder rather than softer.
fatigue must be getting to Kendall. I don't think so. When
And
I saw
there it is again. That's exactly how we
same
almost scratched
side
the last
pocket.
time, yeah. Yeah, at least the 9 ball went down. Didn't hang.
Yeah, that would have been a 1-9 all day.
But David has a chance now to draw level. Let's see if...
Well, this is what you need, right? You need him to trade now. Table run for table run. Maybe even put a package together, 2 or 3 racks.
and although David has made a few mistakes in these last few racks, I think he's going to focus really hard on this one. He's got a pretty good lie here.
As one should. I like this. Roll up for the 3.
Controlling your emotions.
The question here is, where do you want to shoot the 5? I'm thinking upper right.
Yep. And if you end up straighten it, you just play a stop shot. And if you have a little angle, you end up going to the other side and shooting the 6 and the 5 into the same pocket.
He made this a little awkward.
Yeah. Oh, look at that spin to get him out. So he's pretty good there. He can stun over now. Both balls into the right hand corner.
I guarantee he wanted another foot out of that cue ball, but you know what? Who's going to turn this down? Stun out and back for the 6? Yeah. I can see that.
Soft stun shot. Oh, no. So they like to err on the side of giving it more rather than less, and that
Ooh. How are we
has
sitting on
gone
the
too
6?
far.
Looking at his facial expressions,
Well, he's
I feel like he's hooked. But maybe a little bit, a slight swerve. Here, let's look at the overhead so you guys get a better idea. I mean, that 9 is really huge right there, you know? He's going to have to swerve this ball in.
But I've noticed both of these players, when you've got a choice to give it a little less and stay on one side or give it a little more and go to the other side, they're both giving it a little more. They want to pop these balls into the pocket. They don't like to slow roll it if they don't have to. And his stun angle on that last 5 ball took him right over to a nice shot on the 6.
Opted for the crossbank. Quality leave on the 8. About a 40 degreeer. A little bit of a tester. Unexpected, to say the least.
This match has had as many twists and turns as a twisty-turny thing.
You got that right. Well, that's another one for David, bringing it to 22 each. Effectively a race to 3 now for 2 Gs. In the middle.
Kendall's taking a little walk, but he said to David, carry on. This is not a timeout.
After that 9, I mean, I was looking at that 8 ball, and you could maybe done a touch draw shot and shot the 9 in the upper left, which is probably my choice. He chose to really give it some stun and try to bring the cue ball all the way over for the 9 in the right. I mean, it's what you're feeling at that moment, what you feel you can do, and if you're feeling it, you stroke it in. He had a pretty good chance on it, though, but I hate being on the 50-yard line with pressure. Those 45 degreers, they'll get you.
Okay, how's your cue ball on this break?
Still hitting it with power.
And there's another one.
Yeah.
Wide open break with no shot on the 1.
No love on that 1 ball.
That's what makes it interesting, though. Now, he does have a chance to snick off this and send the cue ball all the way down table, and there's a lot of balls there to hide behind. Probably be chipping the 1 towards the corner pocket, so he has to get behind 1.
There might be a window there.
Found the window.
Still pretty tough to get to the 2.
That's the problem with those safeties where you shoot the object ball over a pocket.
Uh-oh. So now this is the part of the match where you still have to know you're tied. It's a race to 3.
Yeah, and
you still have to bear down.
You have to feel good about the fact that you've got here to this position.
Right. It's a long race.
This match is not over. You definitely can win this. Both players. And his heart skips a beat there as the cue ball heads down towards the corner pocket.
It's always a risk.
1 rail kick shot. He's going to be hitting this with a good old thump. Not that hard, actually. So,
still a little tough to get to the 2. I'm not seeing.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a he's got a pocket here. It's not clear exactly how he's going to get down on the 2.
Unless you can force this past the 5.
Yeah, if the 6 ball wasn't there, he'd have probably already shot.
Right. For sure. A shot that both of these players and any 9-ball player has made is that 40-degree, 3 rails, all the way to the other side. Feels good when you do it. Feels horrible when you scratch.
He's digging down. Oh no, he's hitting. He's got. Okay, he's elevated over.
There's a lot of elevation.
He was not digging down. So he plays a safety.
Oh wow, that got pretty tight on that 5 ball.
That worked out really good for David.
Now Kendall got a good hit last time, so they're zeroed out.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa!
Hit that button. Wow!
Look at that spin.
What a moment for that shot. There's been on this highlight tape. You're going to have. 3 at least, really good kick shots on the 1 ball.
Well, they decided to not allow jump cues, so...
And that's what makes this so exciting.
You're going to see a lot of kick shots, a lot of attempts.
The exciting nature of this match and these kick shots and the bank shots that you're going to see when you watch the highlight tape, I think it makes it more exciting, the fact that they didn't have jump cues.
I know. I like it. It's a good rule for this match. For them right now.
And sure, I agree with Robbie. Yeah, it'd be easier if you could just pop over it and jump it in a lot of these. But
Hey, that counts.
Well, that's actually the first
It is.
open fluke that we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of people saying, I don't like 9-ball because it's sloppy. Well, out of 30, 40 games, that was the
yeah.
first sloppy shot
You
we've
don't
seen.
see it a lot. And
Right.
the nice thing is you play these two-way shots. That shot that Kendal played where he hung the 1-ball and the 9-ball,
Correct.
or whatever shot ball he was shooting, I don't know if it was the 1-ball.
I mean, for all we know, David maybe wanted to hit the 3. So it could have been a 2-way. Serpa says, look, nice. I'm tuning in at the right time, even though I missed most of the action. Darn right.
Tied up at 22 apiece.
Bill Larson. You know Bill Larson.
You bet.
Hocus pocus. Kendall needs to focus on cue ball control versus hitting it hard on the break.
Great pool player, Bill Lawson.
Very good. Thanks for chiming in, Bill.
How's that how tip performing for you, Bill, that I put on for you
How
a
is
year
it,
ago?
How's it
How?
handling?
I put on 2 hows for him, and he came back and said, oh, I love those tips.
Who?
Bill.
How?
Exactly.
Why?
Why not? Okay, big moment while we're just blabbing. We're free associating random words that have nothing to do with
Oh,
anything.
no, that's a slapstick comedy from the 50s.
Well,
I mean,
how
come on.
How about
It's
this
beautiful.
shot here to get on the 5 and the 6 ball's up table? So it's tough. Even with ball in hand on the 5 ball, it would be tough to get up on the 6.
We'll switch here so we're not staring at his
Right.
back.
If you had ball in hand on the 5 and the 4 wasn't there, how do you get on the 6?
I was thinking about that 3 minutes ago, and I didn't see a pocket for the 5. That's the problem. But does the
pocket-
5-9 go?
No, the 5 goes in the long pocket past the 6 ball.
What about the 5-9?
Ooh, what about the 5-9
Yeah,
in the side pocket?
I like it.
There you go. He's walking around. He's looking at it now.
I can't believe he didn't see it. I would have saw that all
He's
day.
probably listening to the commentary right now. He's got a little earpiece, and
That's
he heard
why I
you
whispered.
He heard you say that.
5-9. It's like,
Because if you were with ball in hand on the 5 ball, like where he's lining up right now, you could play a follow shot, but you have to have the exact right angle to do that.
oh, if we look
super,
at
super precise position, you would have to play to get on that. He might kiss the 8 ball to hold it.
see,
There's the combination.
now here's the overhead. Look at the gap between the 5, the gap between the 9, and does it go towards that pocket? This is
Looks
what
like
we're looking
I
at.
can't tell for sure. It looks like it's aimed at the point, but he does have a gap which he can just
I think it's dead.
play a thin. Yeah, make the 5 ball hit the 9 ball thin. There it is. Good shot.
Thank you.
Good choice. Takes the lead.
Takes the lead with a 5-9 combo. See, when I play 9-ball, I've got like a safety player on one shoulder and I got Larry Ryder on the other. And Larry Ryder's always saying, go for the 9.
You hear his voice in the back of your head.
I do.
Go for it.
Yeah, I've played him so much. Quarter of ball ring games that like I'm always looking for, hey, if it doesn't go, can I carom it? Keeps it fun. So what do we got here? Yeah, Riley got it. Who's on first? See? We've got the upper echelon of viewers. They understand. Nicholas says, ready for the pack to run the table starting this weekend. Yeah, that'd be nice. Supka says, no easy shots. Yeah, everything's been pretty tricky. I don't think we've had one table run yet, and if we have, it's only been one.
That seems difficult to believe, doesn't it?
Well, you're talking
But these
9 ball
bricks-
on the spot and the cue ball on the box,
Yep.
right? That does make things a little different. So what do you think of this? Just cutting the 1 and coming around 17 rails for the 2.
Yeah, I might be.
Is that the 4?
Yeah. It's the 4, yeah, so the 3 ball.
3.
So
Yep.
I think you kind of have to concede that you're going to just push through the 7 ball here and hope that the cue ball drifts down a little bit enough for a cut on the 3.
Or you can play a safe. Fairly easy safe.
Is it? I guess. You could. Just go on either side of the 8 ball. That's not what he's going to do, though.
Ah, the carom.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful shot. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah. Now this 3 ball doesn't go, so he has to play the combination.
We'll look at the carom
Nice
real
look.
quick.
That was a really nice shot, that. Kiss shot.
I don't think I have time. Switching back. Oh, he's just aiming at the 3. We'll see if we can bring that replay back. I didn't want you guys to miss the 3-9.
Oh, so that's what you'd call a kiss shot that is not a carom.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely not a carom because the cue ball didn't knock the object ball in.
Oh.
But it is a kiss shot
Correct.
because there was a kiss involved.
So I'd love to copy or replay that shot, but let's go back to the kiss shot.
Is that score correct?
Must be. They're handling it.
Yeah. So that means that combination puts David on the hill.
So you're saying caroms are only involving the cue ball.
Yeah, the cue ball goes on.
Okay, so this is a kiss shot. Even though I sometimes call these carom shots as well because the ball caroms off another ball. Is that like splitting hairs, though? What do you guys think out there?
No.
182
Words-
viewers.
words
Carom
have-
versus kiss.
No, you've got it right.
I mean,
Words have real meanings.
they do. But if I'm saying it wrong, maybe I should.
Mankind's ability to dominate this planet is all based on his ability to define things.
True.
All these different shots that have words that describe them. Without those words, we wouldn't be able to talk about it.
You're spitting facts over there, MH. So what we got here is David on the hill and breaking.
Looks like he hit that one a little bit more. Gave it extra. Hit it very solid.
But
This match is not over yet. It's tough to play safe here because you want to hit this cue ball soft so it stays behind those balls.
ooh,
But the 1 ball doesn't go far enough.
it's not what Kendal was looking for, but I don't know if he's going to get punished for it. There's a lot of problems here.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as it looks, though, because you pick them off.
Right. If you can get down to the 2, it's looking a lot
He's going
better.
to get a 2-4 combination, and then when he comes up table, the 5 goes and the 6 goes in the side.
Oh, he went around for the 2. Short side.
It's a good table for a 3-foul rule, isn't it?
Wow.
Looking at
Do
this
you want to
combination.
win?
I don't know. He won that last rack
Oh, but do you want to win
with
with
a
3 foul
combination.
rule?
No.
That's
I'm
what I'm
kidding.
saying.
That's
That
not
wouldn't
gonna-
feel good.
That's not going to happen. He's looking at this combination. He won the last rack with a sort of a tricky-ish combination down along the bottom rail. This one, I think, is tougher. And, of course, he needs to get position on the 2 afterwards, too, whereas that shot on the 9 ball, he didn't.
See, they're coming in with the answers. Carom, kiss. 50-50 pretty much, so I'll take that
I
as
think
I'm
some
not
shots
wrong.
are both carom and kiss shots, and other shots are only...
I think a little short on that safe. I think Kendal has an edge.
What do you do with it?
Cut it all the way down. Run out.
Oh, how...
Oh, come on. How's that not going to fall for him? He worked hard for that shot. Ah, brutal. Yep, Bill Hocus Pocus Larson says 4-ball carom.
Here's a... I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
That must have been referring to...
Oh, from earlier. Correct. Okay, that makes sense.
But here's a shot. How do you play this?
Well, you got to hit
Digging
it
down,
right.
he wants to hit the bottom of the ball. Is he just drawing straight back, full length of the table?
Maybe you'll get lucky and break up on that.
And it's
Pile.
so tough because it's so deep. Follow shots don't look very good here either, do they?
Well, what about rail first?
Yeah,
Come around.
you got to be, and it's so deep. You got to be careful you don't miss the 2-ball altogether.
And you're kind of jacked up.
Well,
so
he is digging down. At least he's looked at digging down. It'd be a phenomenal draw shot if he's just going to draw straight back. But yeah, if you catch the rail, that helps. After you hit the object ball, you catch the rail on this one.
Well, that
How's your luck?
doesn't look too good. I mean, how's your precision? Say you cut the 3 in the left, which is already a tough shot. You'd have to come back down table and get pretty much on the rail for the 4. I don't see it. Unless you can get in between the 9 and the 8. There is a window there.
So it might be another safety.
I think that might be the smartest play because you're on the hill. You don't want to just give a game away, right?
And you've got a good chance to draw behind the 9-ball.
Supka says 2 and 3, easy shots.
Left-handed.
Ooh.
Let's see if Davey can shoot left-handed. A control shot when you're playing. Is he cutting at it? Wow.
Look at that. Just like I said.
Wow, the first left-handed shot of the match. And
I don't think he's going to be
pretty
happy,
good.
though. I think it went too far. You have to go rail first for this, which will get you out there for the 5.
Rail first. You're so close to missing the ball completely. It's such a thin cut. Otherwise, the ball doesn't go in. Oh, he hit that very well. Hit that well.
Oh, got a friendly bump. Not a great leave.
He's
but
in the clear here.
I don't consider this clear if I'm shooting this.
It's a little bit clearer than earlier.
Yeah, so if you make the 5, you're going to get shaped if you just roll it in, right? I mean, there's no scratch here. Looking at the tangent line, looks like it comes off the top rail and around for the 6 nicely for the 6 in the side. Unless he decides to do something funky. He chose to go the draw route. Held it pretty nice.
It goes past the 8, doesn't it? So
It does.
it's got an angle where he's going away from this line, so he probably just... I know I've said this before and been wrong every time. Just roll it in gently.
Yes. Wipes its feet, but, he had the wrong angle. That's why he shook his head. At this point, you just got to make the balls. Roll the 7 in, roll the 8 in. Perfect shape on the 9.
Yeah, stunning, this one.
Oh, my gosh. Kendall's got to just feel like, I have one more chance.
Yeah, 1 ball at a time. There's 3 of them on the table right now.
Oh. Wow, that was risky, right? A little risky for the chance you get here.
It's not obvious, this position. Come on now.
Oh, buddy. What have you got yourself into here? Is it corner hooked?
This is a mass A shot.
Kendall just turned around and gave us a look like...
This is what you call exciting. Mass A shot to stay in the match.
Well, he got a hit.
Bank shot for the match.
This isn't the worst. I mean, it's not a gimme, right? David's got to make this.
And that shot on the 8-ball, I knew it was weirdly straight. And that's why he followed and got a snick on that ball that he didn't want.
Wow, I'm still shocked. Does David finish this with a bank? No, but he also did not sell out.
Nope. But we're going to see another bank shot.
Ooh, buddy, what is this? I mean, Kendall's fighting here to just stay in the game one more game.
There it is. What a shot.
Wow.
Under pressure.
Wow.
For $2,000 at least, he hasn't lost it.
He's got to feel pretty good about getting back up there after the 7.
Yep.
And then somehow snookering himself on the 9 and still getting back up for one more
To
attempt.
still be alive after all of that.
Wow.
David's probably fuming inside.
Yeah, I'd be fuming. See if we get a look at
Kendall's
this
breaking.
bank.
This is a huge break. Yeah, what a great bank shot this is. Under pressure. The cue ball safe.
He's shooting so fast. I got no time for replays, guys. I didn't want you guys to miss the break. So, yep, 1 ball's out there. I think it's makeable.
Yep. Dry break.
Dry. See, I missed that. Okay. Ooh, wow. So we got here. Near-death event, corner trap. The torture continues. Roland says, let's go, Kendall. Hendy says, David choked with that 7 ball. Well, we all do that. I don't think he means anything bad by it, but it is what it is. A lot of pressure. He may have rushed it. You know, he just wanted the match to be over.
Well, they
right?
both had a couple of chances in that one.
They did.
But the pressure is huge right now. This shot right here is a tricky shot too.
David Dahl says, both should run face first into the wall. David Dahl. What's that mean? Because they're torturing each other? Or themselves? Would it be less painful?
Well, whoever ends up winning this match, it wasn't painful.
Nerves, Supka says. No, I mean, these are the ups and downs of a match, right? We're not looking at 2 850 players here. They're working for this. This is blue-collar pool. Oh, kissed off the 9.
That would be a moment where you really would hate a fluke on the 9 ball.
Yeah.
Well, or love it. Of course.
If you were David, you'd
the
love
David
it.
flans, but then you'd complain about the game 9 ball.
You would. You don't want an excuse like that.
Because at that moment.
Oh, get the. Uh-oh. I think the cue ball is going to be in a spot where the 2 is makeable.
You might have to double kiss it in.
Here, we'll take a look at it, but I mean, I'm telling you, that is so close.
Oh, no, he can just shoot it straight in.
And then how do you get to the 3? Just off the
Yeah,
rail,
just
back
roll.
down?
Just
okay,
roll,
just
yeah.
roll it in. Comes down nicely.
David has his destiny in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in David's hands right now. All the balls are open. You just have to work one to the next. Now, this 4 is a little tricky, right? Do you come around, or do you try to draw this? I don't like drawing it. I feel like it might hit the 6 or do something wild, you know, if you put a little too much muscle
So it
into
goes 5 goes past the 7 into that side pocket, does it? Because I think you can just get there by rolling.
I do.
And he's got there. That was a good shot under pressure.
Good stroke, came around, top left, 5, perfect in the side. Roll up for the 6, 7, 8, 9. Like a family of 30 people just walked in the door and distracted him a little bit. So he got back up. He took a look at the angles. Smart move.
Oh, my word.
We got to go to the overview in case something flies across the room.
And, of course, in this stage, I mean, although David obviously has got great emotion inside him, he is also a gentleman, and he's not going to be making a big noise out of respect to Kendall, because he's not that way. I know David real well. He's a really, really nice guy.
The 5 was tight. It was only half a pocket, so.
And again, it's not simple yet because of this angle on the 7. How's this going to land?
No.
Oh, I would have loved to have got on that 8 ball. It was just a weird angle on that 7, wasn't it? Which you've got to do something special in order to, to get it right sometimes. You've got to let your spidey sense ring and tell you, hey, what's going on with this shot? It's not simple. So he's still at the table.
Chasing Golf is still hoping that we get to a hill match.
Super thin snick shot. Leave the 8 ball right there and just nudge it to the middle of the end rail. Don't let it go over the pocket.
I think he went for the shot.
No, I don't think so.
No, a two-way?
I think he was playing safe.
Okay.
Because I don't think you had a shot there.
Hit it a little thick then.
I don't think that ball was makeable.
I mean, it almost went.
Yeah, off the rail.
That's a brutal way to lose,
It's really
though.
important to hit that 8 ball so thin that it didn't get close to the pocket.
Hit that well. Came out. Didn't underhit that. You don't want to have a tough shot on the last ball.
He had a chance there to get to the hill. David takes a breath. Wow, what a fantastic match that was.
Unbelievable.
Congratulations to David Seering, who played really, really well. Condolences to Kendal, who also played really well.
I mean, that was one of those matches where, you're like, who's going to win? They shook hands, as frustrating as it can be.
Yeah.
Both players played very well.
That was a really good match, really exciting. We want to thank everybody out there for watching.
Yes.
Staying with us.
Yeah, we're at the Mad Apple, Appleton, Wisconsin, and I want to thank MH Penglaze for helping me out with the commentary. I'm Chris G. We'll see you tomorrow for the King's Court starting at 11 a.m. We're going to have the Queens, the Jesters, and the Knights. So subscribe, hit the bell, check us out. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you.